but I don't think I told you, Evelyn. Nashville is not on the table
Hey,
anymore.
Prince Knucklehead.
Why?
I got the answer that LA was the place to be. That is where I'm meant to go, and I'm like,
Fair enough.
great. The place that I could have had comfort, friends already there, a good possible job set up, a good living space with loved ones. I'm like, awesome. But no, let's go to the place where I have nothing really set up.
Well, he said the answer, but I told him he picked up the wrong phone.
I mean, very true.
Yeah,
Go get something to eat.
I'm probably just gonna go get some water. I'll eat after the stream. I'm not someone that's super food motivated. Like, I can go a day or 2 or 3 without food. Like, if I'm drinking water, I'll be fine. Like, when I'm working on stuff, like today I was working on 3, 4, 5 different character voiceover stuff to send in, and I just didn't think about eating. And I also stayed up till like 5 a.m.
I mean, that sounds like me in college. Like, I would get so busy that I'd forget to eat, and then it would be like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm like, why am I hungry? Oh yeah, because I haven't eaten.
Yeah.
I have always been food driven. Always. There's never been a time I've not been food driven. Like last night.
And we're live on audio?
Are we live on audio?
Yeah, we're live on audio.
Cool. Thank you so much. We'll take care of it from here.
Yes, don't worry.
Why is my machine upstairs not connecting to audio?
Yeah.
It won't.
I love you, John.
Yes, we love you too.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so I've always been food driven. Like last night I ordered sushi and I ordered too much with the anticipation that I would want a sushi snack later.
Yeah.
And then not only did I eat like leftover sushi at like 12, I also had a bowl of cereal, like a huge bowl of cereal. Can we just talk about why cereal is so delicious not at breakfast time?
Yep.
It is. It really is.
It's so stupid. It's
I love
so
Raisin Bran.
good. I love Raisin Bran too.
It's so good.
I don't know who's like a hater about like Raisin Bran, but Raisin Bran is freaking.
I love Raisin Bran.
I love. Me too. It's so.
But
good.
I have to be in the right mood for it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
I've been in a Raisin Bran mood for the past month, and I've just been burning through Raisin Bran.
You know what I had the other day? Last night, what I was eating was. Do you guys have Cinnamon Toast Crunch there?
Yes.
I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Chocolate Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Oh,
what?
Lord.
Diabetes.
I have I kid you not, the bowl was probably like this big.
So
and I sat there like.
Back when I wasn't lack of toes intolerant, I used to get a gallon of milk and pour it into a salad bowl, or pour the cereal in, like a box or two, or our family-sized box, into just a giant salad bowl, and then pour a gallon of milk in and just munch away. It
like good like that? Graham crackers.
Oh yeah, like basic. Yep.
Oh, I forgot. I'm not gonna be here today.
I had
I'm sad.
so much sushi last night.
Oh, you had sushi too?
Yes.
I'll be right back.
I had so much sushi, and I also got a bubble tea because I really love bubble tea. And so,
what kind of bubble tea did you get?
It was a strawberry fruit. Like it had all it wasn't like the standard that has the milk in it. It was more like a strawberry fruit tea. And so it had all the bits of fruit in it with the boba at the bottom, and it was so delicious.
Coffee boba?
What?
So good.
Not in Metro.
I'm like, what?
But yes, I had a lot of sushi last night.
So good. I totally forgot that Terry wasn't gonna be here today.
Yeah, I'm sure one tonight.
No, I can't do dry cereal either. It has to have milk in it, and you have to eat it fast. Like that's like okay.
But
so
it's still
go to
crunchy.
Yes, go-to cereal. Evelyn, go ahead.
My go-to cereal for most of the time it's Honey Nut Cheerios because that's like just a good stock to have around the house, especially when you have a small child.
Yeah. Rory? Oh, go ahead.
I said, but if I'm like buying something for myself, like as a special treat, that one I'm gonna have to think about because I like a lot of things.
Because it's like your go-to cereal is different than like your my go-to cereal is very basic too. Like I love Rice Krispies, hands down. Like, but you have to Rory. Tell me how you really feel about it.
All right, guys, I gotta go. I'm gonna go step up right
Yeah.
now and go looking for that little guy. I'll be right back.
Yeah. But yeah, like Rice Krispies. But okay, so I never knew that putting sugar on cereal was ever a thing. Like I grew up my whole entire life
Wow.
not knowing that people put sugar on their cereal.
Sugar,
It was
sugar.
only when I became an adult and started working in care homes when they were like, "Can you put some sugar on my cereal?" And I was like, "Why?" Like, what is that? But apparently, it's a whole. Rice Krispies are only good with 2 to 3 tablespoons of sugar.
And then the milk gets crunchy at the bottom. Ew.
Yeah, like I am like a Rice Krispie girl, no sugar, no nothing, like very plain and basic. But then like also I do like my like sweet cereals every now and then. But go-to is always Rice Krispies, no sugar.
Yeah.
Rory?
See, I've done Rice Krispies with like banana sliced on top.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
pretty good, too.
bananas are good. Yeah.
And
yeah.
it sweetens it a little bit, but it doesn't make it sugary.
You know what? I actually haven't done that in a long time, and I might do that tonight. Totally will. Josh, why are you? Go ahead.
Have you had Raisin Bran Crunch?
I don't think I've had the
No.
crunch version.
I've
I've
had
only had the regular Raisin Bran.
It's so good. I'm trying to find Twitch because I'm like, I feel like people are going just like honey nuts over this.
Yeah. No
Oh
soggy
my-
cereal so far. Rice Krispies are only good with sugar.
What?
It's the only time. Yeah, I drink. Do you guys drink your milk after the cereal, or do you guys
Mhm.
toss it? I drink mine.
What? Who tosses milk?
People toss milk.
That's horrible.
Yeah, like people don't.
Yeah,
They're like,
no.
man, I'm too cool to drink the cereal milk.
I'm
Yeah, and they toss
to
it.
drink the cow juice.
I
You-
toss it.
You toss your milk.
I mean, there's all kinds of different ways you can say that, but yeah.
Rory, are you using a different mic?
Dump it. Dump your milk.
No, I think he's like
Am I
further
quiet?
away.
You're
Yeah,
quiet and echoey.
echoey, yeah.
Well, the echoey part's probably this.
Special K fans is really good. Special K. Oh. Turn it down.
Too loud.
Special K is definitely good.
Okay, am I still echoey?
Yes.
Less so,
Um,
but yes.
Yes. Phantom, if you pour too
You're
much
still
milk,
echoey.
the yes.
Not that time.
Then you just add more cereal to your bowl, and then you just
Yes.
keep eating again. That's just how it works.
Why the
Okay.
piss am I
Just gotta
echoey?
keep it in proper balance.
Everybody that's watching on stream, how's the audio sound?
Everybody good?
Thank you. Yes, you do have to drink the milk.
Yes. It's
To answer your
necessary.
question, Vivi,
Hmm?
I have eliminated cereal from my house for like the last 2 years.
Why?
No.
That's
Because
smart.
it's because it's sugar.
Yeah, that's really smart. It's just carbs and sugar. It's
Yeah.
cereal's not
And?
great.
Okay, so I'm Asian, so like carbs is life.
Carbs is
Yeah, but there are
Like
so many
rice
better
and, like,
carbs.
Rice and yeah.
Yeah,
No.
Noodles.
like a fresh
There's nothing there.
noodle.
You can't tell me I will die before I get rid of rice in my life, and or
Yeah, rice is
noodles.
better than cereal, except for Rice Krispies, which essentially are.
technically rice and cereal.
Yeah. But they
It's
get
a
soggy
carb.
so fast, so nasty.
No, you have to
so
eat it
nasty.
fast. You have
Yeah,
to eat it fast.
yeah. But I get enough snap, crackle, pop when I wake up in the morning, so.
Yeah, true. Same.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
just
so
getting
Corey,
over it.
even if you omitted cereal from your life
I mean, growing
before,
up, it was. Man, I feel like I gotta yell. This is weird. Growing up, it was Fruity Pebbles,
ooh,
right? But then, for all y'all who know what box elderbugs are, little kind of stupid bugs. Anyways, I was eating a bowl of cereal,
Oh yeah.
and I went to take a scoop. You know,
Oh,
nice. What I don't know what I was, 10, 11, watching my Saturday morning cartoons all freaking day. And I
Mhm.
go to take a bite, and I pull the spoon back out because I get this Vivi feeling, like Josh might say. And I pull the
Hurt my
spoon
voice.
out, and there's a box elder in my spoon, and I stopped eating Fruity
Cereal?
Pebbles Fruity Pebbles. Because it just ruined it. Like I knew it was just a one-off thing, but it ruined Fruity Pebbles.
yeah.
Then there was
Forever.
Lucky Charms, but Lucky Charms is like pure marshmallows. So
Uh-huh.
yeah.
I can't have Chinese takeout anymore
Mm.
because and just the weird like I love orange chicken to death. but went to have a piece, and it was just like I think it was fried and orange covered cockroach.
Ooh.
Well, at least it was fried.
And I was just like, "Yep, I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm done."
So like, is it just that place or any kind of Chinese?
Any sort of Chinese takeout place, unless it's like I know the people, because like I go to it's not Chinese, it's a Japanese ramen and sushi shop, so it's not at all the same, but like similar food I'm able to eat, but like Chinese takeout specifically, nah, can't do it. I go to the same ramen place once a week.
If you want a good orange chicken recipe, I can send you one.
Heck
All
yes.
right.
I love orange chicken.
I hate to kill the amazing culinary discussion, which seems to be a continuation of what's been happening on our Discord channel a lot lately. There's a lot of that stuff happening in there too. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. And first of all, let me go to full screen here. Everybody can see you now. All the players say hello. And everybody on the street. Whoop, hang on. Let me actually switch it over there. Transition. And now everybody say hello. And you will notice that Terry, the player for sure, he looks really good tonight. I mean, this is the best he has ever looked. And Terry, we are just so proud of the way you've worked on yourself, man. It shows. So actually Shorewin, who himself is not only a college professor, but deals with a lot of fantastic theater events. And he is in final tech prep for a show that they have kicking off here this weekend. And so he will not be with us tonight, and his character will be played by the lovely and talented Evelyn, who frequently calls him Shiny Man, so she'll be happy to play her Shiny Man tonight. If there's any romance that occurs between them, it will be very strange as she plays both sides of that. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to our sponsors, and we'll get started with some fun gaming tonight in just a moment. First of all, we haven't done this in a while. Many of you may not have seen it. We've had a lot of new viewers that I haven't played this since you started watching, but we have the amazing artwork of Anna B. Meyer, her map, with the custom Greyhawk Awakening accompanying music and animations for your viewing pleasure.
And I will be right back.
I kind of want cereal now.
I know I should have, Jay. I don't know why I didn't think of that. It was because I actually forgot he wasn't going to be here. And then I was in my typical pre-stream panic. Plus my daughter's little dachshund ran away. And no one's here, so I had to go find her. So it's just been one of those, no matter how much your tech is ready, something will get in the way.
Did you find her?
Yes, I did. I wouldn't be here if I hadn't. Hey,
Yeah,
Daniel! There's nothing like the wrath of a 9-year-old who's lost her puppy.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like that.
Uh-huh.
Yes, the Greyhawking intensifies. I did find the dog. Thank you, yes.
Hot dog.
Is her map not beautiful? Are these animations not slick as snot?
What?
Slick as snot?
I think snot. I mean, I don't know about your snot, John, but like mine can come out a little like. I mean, not slick.
Why do I always come back to the weirdest conversations?
Same thing
I'm
happens
just
to me.
watching the map.
The truth is, Evelyn, that it's just that all of our conversations are weird.
Are weird. If you happen to just come out and come back into a conversation of any of our conversations.
Yeah.
Valid
I found that
point.
too. When I stepped away, came back, and I was like, this happened.
And look, that's where you guys are. There's
Amari.
the area of Ulek, right along the Lort Mill Mountains. That's a little further south than where you're at, but you're going to pan up north. And right just above that's where you're at.
Honestly, I have so much respect because trying to draw and like make a map now for this upcoming campaign is mind-numbing.
Oh yeah, I've worked on a custom map for my homebrew world, and it's a lot of work. I mean,
Yeah.
she is so freaking talented.
Like,
And
because
then
roads aren't just made to be like, oh yes,
Yeah.
this will go from here to here. It's
and
like,
look, guys,
no,
with nostalgia, look back at where you began. There in Verbalonk and Hamlet, just above the
Back where it
Crons.
was safer. And then the paling came.
and then the
ruined
paling.
everything.
And then Halia did her thing. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like him.
I don't think anybody does.
He does.
Greyhawk Awakening. All right, now quickly, let's talk about a couple of our sponsors. The original sponsor, Dragon Crafting Guild, maker of amazing trays. Except not really, but yes, kinda really. Then we have the amazing Frederica Draws. We actually have some of her artwork we're going to show you. Remember when Wastelander, that's Anthony, he won the artwork giveaway a few weeks ago. It's all ready, and I'm going to be showing it to you. He's seen some previews, but he's never seen the actual full artwork. He's going to see it with us tonight live on stream. And then, of course, we have the amazing Mantic Games, makers of Terrain Crate. And their stuff has been featured and been given away, and it's going to be featured more on upcoming streams. And then our newest sponsor, Cozy Gamer. Such pleasant music.
I don't know why I can go like harder to this.
It doesn't really define meat in there.
That's a sure sign of mental instability, Josh. Thank you to all of our sponsors, and thank you to all of our fans. You guys support our sponsors so well. So if you look in the chat, you'll see all of their... Boom. I love that animation. You'll see all of their information is in the chat there. You can get to their Etsy channels and their different locations for their content. And when you support our sponsors, you support Blue Box and what we're doing here, and we really appreciate it. Now, I could not start the stream when I'm using the word support without saying one last thing. Thank you, Gronk. One last thank you to everybody that contributed to the Underdark Uprising Greyhawk mega stream in support of St. Jude's, and the number updated, if you didn't see it on that last night when we did the wrap-up show, it up $10,000 even given to St. Jude's Hospital from that 24-hour mega stream. And just bravo, hearts, I'm getting better at that, to everybody that participated, all the fans, all the players, all the DMs, and especially to Lord Gazumba, who put it all together. I don't know, he doesn't sleep. I know why he doesn't like Thrummel. You know why? Because Jay is a vampire. Jay doesn't like vampires because he is one, and he's afraid he will be found out. The man does not sleep. All right, so let's quickly go around. We're going to introduce all of our players. We're going to talk about what happened last time, and we're going to jump right into some D&D tonight. All right, so Evelyn, tell us what happened last time.
So last time when we started off, Gimbal was finishing his conversation with the dwarven spirit, and he was gifted this sort of magical orb that had some sort of cold type spell within it that he brought out, and as Brim and Sherwin were vying to be the first one to charge at the baleful cube, and Millie and Lilith just kind of shook their heads at the sight in front of them. Gimbal and the rest began attacking the cube, and finally the cold orb thing that was gifted by the spirit was thrown at the cube, and it actually touched it, and barely touching it actually froze the cube solid, and then Shorwin smashed it with his blade. Sound effects added by our very own NPC voices, since we did not have the proper sound effect for that queued up. Anyway, so then after
Patrick, what was our real Patrick? 1,000 bits. That's for the players. That's 2 advantages for each. Two advantages for each player. So congratulations. And Patrick, I figured nobody had money left tonight after the con, so I wasn't expecting much. But thank you so much. We appreciate that. Evelyn, please continue.
Yes, so then once the fighting had ceased and there was now just kind of green, drippy goo everywhere, Millie decided to move forward and scout ahead a bit, while Gimbal and Lilith actually looked through the remains of the baleful cube. Lilith pocketed several teeth along with a shiny ring that she found.
She did.
That she actually fetched by using a rib bone that was remaining from behind from one of the creatures that had met its fate with the cube. But yeah, so Millie and Sherwin moved forward. Millie heard a strange skittering sound in a cavern that was ahead, and asked him to bring his lit sword forward so perhaps she could see a little better. And she spotted something that had many legs, was very large, and had a very long tail, which was a little unusual for what was expected to see. But then after things were collected, Gimbal, Brim, and Lilith began to move towards where Millie and Shorewin had started searching around this room, but Lilith disappeared into the shadows and decided to play a little trick, and kind of surprised everybody from popping out of the shadows later using some of her druidic talents. And then as soon as Shorewin and Millie had started moving into the room, this very large creature dropped from the ceiling and roared directly in Shorewin's face. And there were several jokes about maybe he would give us the white shiver, but unfortunately that was not the case. Then combat commenced.
Forgot about
that. Shorewin took an electrical blast directly to the face, and was racked very briefly with a current of electricity, and then he made a strike against the creature. Brim made several very solid strikes, especially because the creature was in fact bigger than him, and that's always a good thing for Brim. And then Millie, doing her Millie thing, rolled a double nat 20 and killed the creature in most spectacular style.
Using the ever mysterious Tim crit tables, which slice both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And while Gimbal was invisible, searching around the room, trying to find something, while the rest of the party fought. Once they took a moment to look around the room to see if there was any white shiver, they did not find any, which led Shorewin to have an emotional outburst where he began attacking the cave itself with his sword repeatedly, breaking chunks of rock away, and then he began to storm out of the cave after Millie said perhaps there was somewhere else that they hadn't found yet. And as he was going out to meet with Winston, Brim and Gimbal spotted something on the wall in the hallway, and Brim then began pushing things, which opened a corridor and an additional hallway that we could travel down, which Millie took this as the opportunity to brag to Shorewin that she was right. So she went and got him and told him to come back because they had found another path and they should go check it out because perhaps this would be the way to the White Shiver. Everyone regrouped as Lilith placed the ring upon her finger with a bit of intense glee on her face. And that's how we ended last time.
Well done, as always. Let's give Evelyn a hand. Thank you so much, Evelyn. Always great recaps, and that is where we stopped. Now, let's go around quickly. Thank you very much for all the gifts, all the subs. We got several new followers already. I just figured everybody would be absolutely D&D hungover. after this weekend, but thank you so much. And thank you, I thank several others. Patrick, again, thank you for another gift sub. Each of you, by the way, Robert gave another advantage to all the players, so you all have 3 more advantages. I'd like to point out to the chat, no one has given any advantages to the DM yet. And that can make for a very boring game if the DM's, all of his monsters just get slaughtered because he has none of the advantages that the players have. All right, with all that said, let's go around. Let's introduce each of our players. I will let you, Evelyn, do both you and Shorewin, and we'll start off with you.
All right, hello dears, I'm Mary Millie Vontoff. I am a level 6 half-elven swashbuckler. I like booze, gold, and other shiny things, and my best friend Lilith. And I like being right. It's just very satisfying. Excuse me. Hello, I'm Shorewin Tessel. I am a level 6 human cavalier, and I have a horse named Winston, and he's really great, and Lilith keeps trying to take him from me. And so tonight we are going onward in this cavern.
Outstanding, well done. Let's go to Gimbal.
My name is Gimbal, and you see, I like to find odd things that are about. People think that I look for nothing in a cave when they're fighting, but I'm looking for something. They just don't know what it is. My good friend Brim and I found an entrance, and right now I'm wondering what the spirit meant when he said, or when I felt that there was a resonance in me, and he wasn't able to then give me a gift. So that kind of has my brain right now.
Fair enough. Let's go to Lilith.
Hello, my name is Lilith. I am a level 5. I just need to have a nap, and then I can be at level 6. You know what? It's a great time to have a nap right now, just before we long rest, just before we kind of head in. I think that's a great idea. Sorry, she's a level 5 Wild Elf Druid. Currently waiting to find out what happens with the raid.
Outstanding, thank you. And I am not an EDDM. I'm just teasing. You guys don't have to give any more bits. I know your pockets are bare.
Oh, look at that.
I know your pockets are bare.
Pity.
Hey, we got a level 2 hype train going. I never would have believed we'd get a hype train going tonight after what happened this weekend and all the gifts that were given. But thank you, everybody. And all right, so that covers everything. So Captain Redbeard, good to see you, Casey. Moose, thank you so much. And we saw... we have in the chat tonight, Celtic Boar, he gave 500 cash on our giveaway stream on Friday night. And just thank you so much to all of you. All right, let's...
John,
yes?
you forgot Brim.
Oh, yes, yes, well, no, I'm just playing. I want to make him wait because he's not only going to introduce himself, he's going to give us our Monster Monday. Go ahead, Brim.
Yep. No, that checks out. All right.
This is like utter heartbreak.
No, I was good. I was like, it's fine. We'll just skip over for this week. Everyone, yeah, the little.
Hello everyone. My name's Brimstone. I'm a 7.5 foot tall half ogre fighter of the 6th level. I have gray skin, but a great body.
And Monster Monday, I was like, I could go further, but probably shouldn't. All right. Long legs and hairy, I can look a little scary. Outcast of my people, murderous and deceitful, like a thunder from down under, symbol of law's hate. I'll eat you when you, so get onto my plate. Got legs for days and they're all on display. Last thing that I want is to be in some sun rays. Rather be like Kermit, hold up like a hermit, hunting and leading groups of wall walkers. I'm here to slice throats, not stop and be talkers. What creature am I?
So we have our first guest from Rory, Mr. Gimbal. He's guessed Drider. Penny. That's nice, Statler. It is a Drider, that's right. Okay, so well done, and for that, Rory, you get a hearty handshake and a pat on the back. We do also, you may have noticed I'm wearing this. We just got these in. We have our new Blue Box pins. And so you tonight we'll have 2 giveaways. We're going to give away our first Blue Box pin, and we'll give away one of these Blue Box hoodies. These are in huge demand, and so those will be given away tonight to all of you. Let's begin some gaming, shall we?
Please be our pen pal.
And by the way, tomorrow night, by popular request, our show for Lore Masters Arcanum will be on the use of terrain in game. How to use it, how to not let it bog down the game, how to not let the tail wag the dog, and how to make it move quickly but create ambiance. So we'll be talking all things about using terrain, and we'll talk a little bit about theater of mind as well, and virtual tabletop, which will be a fun topic tomorrow night. All right, here we go.
There was a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah, I was like, I think you just had a strong.
What happened? What?
When you were trying to say the tail of the dog,
yeah.
or whatever, I was scared you had a strong.
Very fun.
And then I was like, it sounds like there was a glitch in the Matrix. He's like, and then he caught it, and then he went off.
All right, if you will direct your attention to the camera, you will see you are now past this odd, a secret door in a mine. This makes no sense, and in fact, as you saw, it's moved from this rough-hewn cavern now to something which is much different and clearly a cobbled stone hallway. Lilith, we'll start with you. You have the ring placed upon your finger. You see this multicolored light. It flashes for a few moments and then stops. You look down this hallway, and I'm going to describe to you what you see down the hallway, and then Lilith, I'll let you tell us if you're going to do anything with that ring or if you're just going to move down the hallway. So having found the secret door, as I said, certainly an oddity in a simple mine, you now find yourself standing in a long, dark corridor. Shorewind's blade illuminates smooth stones on the floor, neatly fitted together. On the walls, square stones cut so smoothly as to barely even show a seam. Dwarven workmanship, to be sure. There's a damp odor in this hallway that bespeaks not just ancientness, but moisture as well. You hear nothing but a hollow sound of wind and the scurrying of Squeak's feet as he moves down the corridor. What do you do?
So the pecking order was Rory or Gimbal first, and then Brim, and then myself, and then would it be
Shorewin and Millie kind of
Shorewin and
were
Millie
at
behind?
the back because since I brought him back to the group.
All right, so we have Gimbal in the front, followed by Brim.
Brim would do his usual thing, stepping out of the way and taking the back of the group.
All right, next is Lilith. Wait, you're going to...
Yeah.
Really?
I'll proceed forward.
Just move the minis around.
Sorry. Brim's usually in the back.
All right, that's why I had... All right, so
Lilith will like kind of try to squeeze, like you'll all of a sudden you'll feel Lilith like press against your body. She's kind of like trying to squeeze.
All right, so
through.
what is your order as you shuffle around?
If she'll let Gimbal go first if
Okay.
he wants to.
All right, then Lilith.
She'll kind of just be looking. Does Gimbal want to
And
go
then
first?
Shorewin and Millie kind of close together. Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right. What do you do?
Gimbal, did you send Squeaks in there again?
So, last time, Squeaks took off by himself,
Mm-hmm.
and Gimbal started not hastily, but started immediately following at a light jog pace. Is he by them? Especially if they waited for Millie and Shorewin?
Is who by whom? I'm sorry.
Oh.
Is Gimbal by the rest of the group if he kind of
Did he proceed forward without
proceeding forward
follow
after?
Squeaks?
Well,
since
you
Squeaks
didn't.
ran
So,
off?
I mean, that's up to you, Rory. So you said last week you just let him go. You said he chose to go off on his own, and you weren't
And
following.
then I followed him at not a expedient rate, but I was immediately following him.
Okay, so you all see Gimbal start walking forward. Are you going to follow behind him, or what are you doing?
Yes, and
Oh.
Sherwin will push forward as he is wont to do.
Okay.
Be fast.
I mean, with Shorewin not being here right now, this is the perfect time for us to take a long rest. Oh yes, that sounds wonderful. Let's do that.
All right.
But we have to help Ashrin. Are you kidding? Has to happen now. We can't rest.
As you move further down
Very
the hallway, and let me reorient the camera here. As you move further down the hallway, you're just struck by the oddity of this place. Your minds, it just inevitably would race to, what is it that would be here that would cause, this sort of construction? Clearly not a simple, not a simple cavern, but something much more. As you approach, and trying to get this all lined up properly, as you approach the end of the hallway, it tees off. And where it tees off ahead, you see, and I'll pull it up here for you. You see this. It's a crossway, and as the light shines down the hallway to the right, you can see the hallway curves up out of view. And you can also see there's a dim greenish light that comes from that direction. To the left, you see the hallway appears to go on longer. You hear a brief waft of strong wind that carries with it a scent, something different than you've smelled down here, a bit pungent in odor. You don't see any sign of squeaks.
Last time you had mentioned, John, that I had detected a strong magical essence when I had cast Detect Magic.
Yes. Yes, you did.
Just making sure I want to say that's a cantrip, right? Yep. So when I approach the end of about 5 feet or so from the end of this, approaching the T, I'll go ahead and just stand still and meditate again and cast Detect Magic.
All right. As you concentrate a moment, you do feel the sense of magic. It is coming very strongly from the right, down that curved corridor. But you also feel some faint magic coming from the left side.
Do I also notice any magic coming from directly behind me?
You have lots of magic directly behind you. It's the whole party.
I suppose Shorewin has a sword and okay.
Yeah. I mean, you got nobody has too much, but everybody has a little bit of something, I think.
Fair enough. I was poking fun at Lilith there. Brim, everyone. So it seems like to the right there's some items. I'm not too sure what. There's some kind of magical aura coming from both sides. A real strong sense from the right, and I don't see Squeaks anywhere. He just kind of took off, and I wasn't able to catch him quick enough. And I'm actually kind of having second thoughts about that the spirit, because I don't know exactly what he did to Squeaks.
Does your rat have a death wish?
Well, wait, who said that?
All right, no, so the
Shorewin, obviously, the eyebrow and everything.
So the cue for all of our viewers.
That clear, Shorewin.
Yeah, the cue for all of our viewers. We're missing one of our players, Shorewin Tessel. He's not with us tonight, but he is. He's working on theater, so he is now being played by Lilith. So her cue, Millie, sorry, her cue will be Evelyn will raise the eyebrow anytime it's Shorewin speaking.
Perfect.
I don't think so, but if that, I forget his name, but if that spirit Turk, like, he wasn't able to gift me something because I had already died, and so he gifted it to Squeaks, which at least we know that he didn't die already once. But yeah, I kind of wonder if he is trying to beat us somewhere for some reason. But either way, Brim, I don't know what's up here, and Yeah, I like the idea of going right, but I don't know what you guys want to do.
Your
DM,
voices
what-
echo down the hallway.
DM, what does the floor look like? Is there like dust or anything like that that we could see possible footprints left from Squeaks?
Yeah. So Lilith, you said you're looking. Go ahead and roll d20 for me, please. Just give me your raw score.
And then how tall are the ceilings?
19.
Oh.
Yeah. So as you look down, as I said, the floor is smooth, not polished, but well cut stones. Big plates of stone together. You don't see any signs of, any dust. It looks like this area has somewhat been sealed, but as you look more closely, you do see there are some scratches on the walls. In fact, a couple of them, they gouge quite deeply.
Does it in which a certain direction or kind of like the whole both ways?
So it's on either side of the hall, and as you look more closely, it looks like it's been gouged more than once, and you can tell by where the mark goes in and moves and comes out, it looks like it's gone in both directions.
Since Gimble's in front of Lilith, she'll kind of lean down and like meet him almost like cheek to cheek, very uncomfortably close, and she'll be like, "Which way do you think Squeaks would have went? Left or right?"
One second. And I am going to, when he first went down the hallway, when we first got here, there was some kind of, if I remember right, like a mental connection.
Yep, absolutely.
So I'm going to try to focus in on that and see if I can sense anything.
Okay.
Beyond my physical senses.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll your animal handling for me. We'll use that.
Let me move my dice, please, too. I will do this at advantage. That is a 16 on the die, and animal handling.
That's fine. Yeah, that's all I needed to know. You feel it's faint from this distance, but the first thing that you feel is an overwhelming gnawing hunger. And you realize you haven't fed Squeaks in some time, and then you feel something warm explode in his mouth, and there is a wave of satisfaction.
Well, that's good. Any kind of directional on that, or just?
That feels like. Then suddenly, there's terror, and the connection is cut off.
I'm not too sure, other than he just ate something yummy, and now he's scared, and I can't figure out where he is. My guess is right, so maybe left. But he's in danger right now.
And then you feel Lilith's hand kind of just on your shoulder. Do you see those marks on the wall?
I do now.
Something's in here.
Uh-huh.
Something not nice.
Could
And she'll kind of-
perhaps that creature we fought have left these marks on the walls? It looked big and bitey claws.
DM, would Brim have any sort of indication on what these could be?
Let's go ahead and make a roll a d20 for me, and yeah, go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
I'll use advantage, whatever this
Okay.
d20 is, if I'm allowed to.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Burn those
That
advantages.
is going to be a 15 and a 14.
You look at it. I mean, no. It does look like some sort of a claw mark, but that's all you could tell. You hear a scratching sound.
Well, we gotta find them, so we've gotta move forward.
You see Squeaks. You see Squeaks come darting down the hallway back at you. He
Found him.
He leaps up. He leaps up and grabs onto Gimble's leg. And as he's scrambling up, Gimble, you can see a leg of some kind of bug that he's just finishing gulling down. But he's shivering as he clutches you.
From which direction did he come?
He came from the left.
Oh, see? That's not the right, sir. It came from the left. It's usually how that goes.
The T-Rex rounds the corner.
Brim, there might be something coming this way, though. He is not in a very happy state right now.
He pulled. Oh yeah. How tall are the ceilings here?
Oh yeah, so these ceilings are about 8 feet tall, so you're just barely almost scratching your head.
Cool. So I pull my blade out, like bending over and trying to like pull it out little by little, and then I just stick my blade over the full group. I'm like, well,
This is all I can really do for the moment.
Okay, well, what if we go to the right? It seems to be coming from the left. At least that way we can,
Are we going to keep standing around chatting, or are we going to move on? Because we have White Shiver to find, and Ashrin is waiting for us. I think so the time is now to be proactive.
Well said, Shorwin.
Agreed, please.
Left or right, Sherwin?
Well,
kill Shorwin. Do it. Yeah. Yeah.
I would say let's go the direction that the squeaks came from.
Okay, you can take lead. And Gimbal is going to scoot off to the right so that he can go left. I don't want to go left.
Okay, so Shorwin's gonna take lead and start walking down the hallway with.
If Shorwin dies this session.
All right.
I can see him just like angrily walking down the hallway, like,
So-
come on! Like,
So Shorwin takes the lead. Who goes next?
And Millie will follow after him because that's what she does.
Lilith will follow after Millie.
And Gibble, Sorry.
Gimbal's going to go to the corners to look around the corner and also to put him in the back of the group.
All right, so Gimbal, you're going to come look around this corner, is that right?
Yeah, the curve.
Yeah, okay. And then Lilith, and then Brim still at the back. All right. So there's going to be a couple things that are going to happen here. So let's start with you, Gimbal. Gimbal, as you quietly creep down the corridor, the scrape of your boots, it seems, even with the sound of the rest of the party receding louder than it should be, it echoes off the walls. You put your hand on the cold stone, and as you peer around the corner, you see something which it causes your breath to catch. It's no mere mine indeed. Some 30 feet ahead, you can see there's a large room that opens up. You can't tell how large it is because all you see is, the narrow slice of what you can see straight ahead. But it immediately becomes apparent to you what the source of the illumination is. From this vantage, you can see a gilded hammer floats above a simple stone altar, and it emits this brilliant, verdant light slowly rotating around atop the altar. And it looks like there are torches that gutter to either side of it.
Oh, there is definitely something interesting over here.
All right, as you're doing this, we're going to come back to the rest of the party. Shorwin, he takes 3 steps forward, and there is suddenly this whing, and you see 2 blades come out from the side of the wall as he steps on the stone. Blades that look very much like this as they snap out of the wall. And I need Shorwin to make a reflex save. This is going to be a DC 24.
Okay, well, I'm going to roll this advantage.
That was really
He has a few.
Booby trapped. Booby trapped.
Yeah, I was really hoping.
Thankfully, I rolled high, and he rolled exactly a 24.
Okay,
Ooh.
excellent. He will take half damage.
There goes the kneecaps.
38.
All right, as he jumps back, he stumbles into you, Millie. You hear him. He takes 22 points of damage as the blades slice through, putting 2 more cuts in his armor. So his armor class, normal armor class, is now down from, it was -2 previously, it's now -4. He's got the rent in the abdomen. He now has 2 massive gashes in the breastplate.
Oh, thing. Shorwin falls unconscious?
He was down that low already?
All unconscious.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Yeah.
I had no idea he was that low.
Yeah.
Down. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming to this session.
Well, that
What's
didn't
going
take
on
long.
over there?
Why was he in
I was
such a...
trying to see this, obviously, because he just like collapses into her, and she's gonna be like, Lilith, any help here, please, maybe?
What happened? And she'll come up.
It was a little, very much going forward, and
Hey.
could use some healing. There was a trap, apparently. Yes.
And she'll kind of help pull him back a little bit away from the blades. Perhaps we should use caution down the hallway. It doesn't seem like it's very safe to be rushing forward.
The blades, they slowly, you hear a
They're resetting.
and they recess back into the walls.
Wow, that seems to be a useful protection for
Um,
us if we go the other way.
Yeah, so,
What's going on?
And Lilith will cast Virtue on Sherwin, which regains him a temporary hit point. I don't have much left. That's all I can do.
Oh my gosh,
No.
I didn't know he was that bad off.
So if that doesn't help, and she notices as she kind of casts it, she can't, nothing helps, then she will cast Stabilize.
Okay,
That helps him.
all right, so you cast your Stabilize on him, and you see the blood, which was beginning to flow through the rent in his armor. It staunches, but his breath is shallow.
no. He has no breath. He dead.
He's dead.
-12. He's
Oh,
dead.
okay, so he's not dead. He's a cavalier. So his cavalier ability. So first of all, it goes plus his Constitution, and he can operate
Right,
below.
which is +2, which would
and-
take him to a -12.
And
for
then
his...
he can operate below 0. So
I'll just say yes with the DM. Like,
no, actually, hold on. So 12. He can go to -12. He can operate through negative. There's no breath in Shorewin.
Even with Stabilize? It's a dying creature.
And the
Just-
virtue was +1,
Virtue.
right?
Yeah. One temporary hit point, and then she casts Stabilize, which will cause a dying creature to stabilize.
All right. So I will be slightly benevolent here, given that Shorewin is not playing his character tonight, and Evelyn actually put him in the front. No one checking for traps. I know, playing his character.
It is the Shorewin way.
So we will put him at -11. He is stabilized, but he is nigh unto death.
Yeah. All right. So, but he's out. I mean, oh wait, he can stay up though, can't he?
Yeah, like he's like slumped against the wall, breath heaving.
As she kind of casts both spells, as she kind of casts Virtue and notices that it doesn't really help, desperately she will cast.
You hear a sound
Stabilize.
coming from back down the hallway.
Oh no. Okay, so as she
It's-
casts Stabilize. Sorry, go ahead.
I say it sounds very much like the corridor that you came through that opened just closed.
Okay. Desperately, she'll try to cast Stabilize in hopes to stabilize Sherwin to see if it helps. And she'll kind of just look up at Millie because she's right there. I'm not much of a healer. I don't really have too many things, but I did the best I could. I think we need to rest, but I don't know how safe it is in here.
Yes, I don't like the resting in this hallway. Perhaps we
Kimbo? What is
Yeah, well, okay, so that side didn't seem very good. I completely agree with you, but maybe we could take a lesson from this. Brim, everyone, there's a big room down this hallway, like 30 feet, and Brim, you could use Shorewin's shield and like put it out in front of you as we carefully walk down this hall and get to that other room and maybe stay safer there. Obviously, that way is not fun.
It tore through his armor like he was a chestnut to a squirrel.
Okay, well then I can try to safely go down this hallway and find any traps.
And I am good at disabling traps as well. So
Shorewin, you
To
see,
move ahead.
he's beginning
I'm
to
gonna try
flag
and pray over
further.
Shorewin.
As Shorewin begins to flag further, you know, he only has that sort of rush of adrenaline for a period of time. He's in no danger of death, but he will not remain conscious very long.
right. So
How do you want to do this, Melanie?
So what are you guys doing?
Well, I do believe that perhaps it might be best to pull back to one of the rooms that we know is cleared to rest, and we can disable these traps on the morrow. That would be my best suggestion.
I can try to go see if I can figure out the spot in the wall back. Hey, actually, you might be able to help me with that too.
Yes. I did see where he was walking, so I would kind of be able to figure out something that he interacted with set this off seemingly.
You
I would
mean
guess.
tomorrow,
Best
though?
knowledge.
You're saying
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so I'll take off down the hallway back to where we came from.
All right.
Trim,
So you move
can
back.
you help me carry Shorwin? I don't know that he's going to be able to walk much longer. Just in case he collapses, would you be prepared?
I'll just carry him.
So I bend down and try and like put my
And
blade
he's
back
still
in the scabbard.
conscious-ish for now.
That's right. Yeah,
but-
he's stumbling along. You help him. So you're going back down the corridor you originally came from. Is that correct?
Yeah.
That is correct.
Uh.
I'm trying to find I'm trying to figure out how to open up the door.
Yeah.
Lilith will hang back as they leave.
All right. And how far you're hanging back in this hallway, Lilith?
Yes.
Okay.
As everybody's kind of gathering out, there should be blood on the floor, correct?
Yes, there is blood on the floor.
She'll kind of lean down and look at the blood, and she'll put her fingers in Sherwin's blood and just kind of make a line. No, not on her face. She'll draw a line on the floor across,
Okay.
just before where the blades came out.
Nice.
All right. So you make that mark on the floor. Well done. Very smart, Lilith. And you come back down the hallway. Sure enough, as you reach there, and let me switch here so I can move the camera. As you reach the spot, you see nothing but the finely wrought cobblestone of the walls that the dwarves have carved. The secret door has pivoted and is no more to be seen.
Knowing where we came in at, am
Sure.
I able to find a distinguishing mark like I did on the other side that would signal some kind of trigger on this side?
Sure, and yeah, I mean, you know, it's not hard to tell because where you came in at, because it's right there.
Right.
So let me pull this around so you can see it. You reach the end of the hallway, and yeah, it's hard not to feel a sense of panic. You start searching around, and go ahead and roll d20 for me, Roy.
Okay. Also, we'll use an advantage on this. I got a 14 for the high.
You feel around. You sense nothing. You don't see a catch on this side.
Millie, I
Yes.
don't know if you can help me with this. If you have any abilities to help find doors like this, but I'm not finding anything on this side. Maybe I'm just too short, but I can't find it.
I can look. So yeah, Millie will take a look. She'll step forward and take a look and see if she can find anything, catches, whatever.
So, which of you has the highest perception?
My perception is a plus 13.
Okay.
Mine is a elemental P
Mine is a plus 11.
plus 8.
All right. So we'll just let. I'm not going to have 5 people go around and do it. So Millie, if you want to go ahead and check, you can check.
I've got a
and
-2.
I'm gonna use one of my advantages.
Okay.
It's not, is it? For real?
Yeah, it's a -2, man.
Yeah. So Tim, this is now a dead end. This was originally where they came in. They came in through a secret door, a corridor that is now pivoted back while they were inside.
That's 19 on the die.
19 on the die.
Mm-hmm.
You
Plus
find
13.
You find nothing.
Millie, you find anything?
It's sure it's dead.
You find
No.
anything?
No, there's nothing. Nothing at all. I don't.
Okay, well, okay, you guys figure this out, and I'll take off back down to the end of the hallway,
Okay.
Mm.
and very skillfully look around the corner to make sure no monsters coming out at me.
All right, now while he's doing that, what are you guys doing?
Lilith will stay with Shorewin and try to make sure he is sitting down and resting and not trying to get up and be his typical cavalier self.
Brim has Shorewin.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
I would.
Well,
He's probably leaning against me because he's stubborn, but once we get down to the end of the hallway, he was probably going to rest him against the.
Shorewin just. You set him down and he just slumps. His armor scrapes against the wall as he sits. I'll play this part for him. I must rest. And his head lolls over to the side.
He's gonna have to wait here no matter what happens. We can't move forward with him.
That is very true. If there's anything else in here, we need to rest.
Gimbal, you get to the end of the hallway. So you're back at that place where you can see the curve with the green light to the right. You can see the area down the hallway to the left where Shorewin was just rent. What are you doing?
I look and nothing is coming out. Like there's no.
You see no signs of movement.
Okay, so I'm going to step back towards the group just like five feet, and bring Squeaks out. How is he doing?
He's trembling a bit. His whiskers twitch.
Okay.
His nose sniff, and you see he casts furtive glances to the left.
Okay. And I do have. I don't know why I never give it to him. I do have a pouch with cheese and some stuff in it that I bought a long time ago.
See what happens when you don't feed your rat?
Just give him fingers instead.
He's just trying to have finger food.
Oh.
So I'll give him some of it, and just start to center in on focusing on him. And as he's eating, I'm going to embody the feeling of when I cast Silent Image and the arcane motions, visualizing it, hearing the words in my mind, and focusing and thinking, what did you see?
All right, Rory.
Not knowing if that will have any effect other than.
Yeah, Rory. So you were freezing up a bit there. I don't know if you're in a bad spot in your house or you can move your laptop, but your video was freezing there for a second. Josh, did you have something?
No, I'm retyping notes from everything and just trying not to die.
Okay. And by the way, for those of you that were with us Friday night, we do things other than dungeon crawls here. It's just coincidence. It reminds me of like during, I think it was virtual Greyhawk Con, we had some giants that were happening in both sessions. It's not intentional. It's not like I just have the terrain out and decide to use it. It's actually different terrain entirely anyway. All right, so you do this, Gimbal, and you concentrate, and all you sense is blind panic and a dark shape.
That ring that's on my finger, anything else happening with that?
I mean, you feel there's a tingle to it. I mean, you know, the finger no longer glows the way it did, but you can still, I mean, you can definitely feel there's something there.
Do I have to spend time with it to know what it is?
I don't know.
Can I do that?
Can you spend time with it? What does that mean? Are you going to sing to it and cuddle it, or what?
Yes, obviously. Sing the song of the druids.
I mean, you can tell, you know, just the feeling on this. This is, you know, it's definitely magical, but it's no kind of nature magic, divine magic, nothing that you would be able to comprehend. Doesn't mean that it could not benefit you, but you don't know what it is.
She will take the ring off her finger and slip it onto Shorewin's.
You slip it onto Shorewin's finger. He's got his gauntlets on, so are you going to pull them off?
Yes, I shall undress Shorewin.
All right.
I do not consent to this.
Just your gauntlet.
Hey.
down.
All right, so you pull the gauntlet off, and you slip the ring on. It only fits on his pinky, and yes, again, it glows those same rainbow hues that you saw for a few seconds, and then the finger goes inert, and the ring just sits there. It has no effect on him.
I'm not, and she'll kind of just look down, bend down if he's kneeling or whatever. I'm not sure. I don't have much magic to help. I'm not much of a healer, but I don't know what this ring does. But if it will help you in any way, just take it.
I thank you. And he just kind of like slumps back again.
But she's kind of looking at him like she's waiting for something else, and you could tell that she's kind of like.
There is nothing else. There's no sign, just shallow, ragged breath.
And then, with the shallow, ragged breath, she'll just be like, "But I want it back, though."
So you see Lilith, realizing this has done nothing, she pulls the ring back off of Shorewind's finger. That's awesome. That's so Lilith. Real quick, I don't want to interrupt the role play, but I love to recognize what our fan art folks do. So if you haven't seen this yet, you're not on our Discord. Let me show this to everybody. This is from the amazing Pat Draws, who often contributes fan art during. This is Lilith. Wow,
My
Lilith,
precious.
Thank you very much, Pat Draws. You, sir, are amazing. All right, back to the death.
Millie is.
Sorry, just kidding. I want to make sure I had your attention.
Millie is rubbing off on Lilith because she's too admired. She's like, I can kind of see where that's coming from.
Yeah, when you put it back on, I mean, it's so pretty the way your finger glows. You know this does something. All right, Gimbal, you're there. What are you doing now?
So, my understanding of the underground, of stones, things like that. Probably not. Crap. Oh, crap. So, I am going to. Life is tough. I will. Some traps. I gotta think this out. I'm sorry, guys. Some traps are based on pressure. Some traps are based on height. Some traps are just malicious.
Are you back with the party now, or are you talking to them from the end of the hallway?
No, I'm just thinking in my head, but okay. I, Rory, have to think at the moment.
Okay.
So Shorewind is in extreme life-threatening danger. And I already took one of his eyes. So Gimbal is going to pull out he's going to set Squeaks down by his feet. I'm going to set Squeaks by my feet and just give a soft pat down that white stripe. And it's going to be okay, Squeaks. Just 1 second. And pull out the components and utter the words as he touches his shoulder and reduce size down to 1.5 feet.
So, as Gimbal does this, you guys can kind of hear him at the end of the hallway, and there's a brief flash of arcane energy, and you're suddenly very small. Not something a gnome often does, make himself smaller. And large seems to be much more popular, but you have done so. Now
and I will very, very carefully proceed down that hallway to the right.
To the right. All right. So you guys see Mas diminutive Gimbal moving down the hallway. Is anyone else doing anything, or are you staying with Shorewind?
Lilith will stay by Shorewind.
Stay with Shorewind. Yeah, Millie's going to stay with him as well.
All right. Gimbal, as you move back down that hallway, again, you see this odd sight, this glowing verdant hammer that pivots of its own accord above the altar. As you get closer and closer, are you going to step into the room?
I've made it to the room without it dying yet.
Well, I didn't say that. How are you going to try to step in the room? You're still about 15 feet away.
Okay. I was like, wow, I made it there easy.
No. You're about
No.
15 feet away. So here, I'll show you where you are on
About
the cam.
halfway there.
All right, here, and
And just for a note, Brim would have moved up to the end of the hallway, not with him, but just to keep an eye on Gimbal from the safe hallway that we've been in.
all right, got it.
Safe.
All right, we got a Vivi giggle fit here for something. All right, so this is where Brim is. Brim is standing at the end of the hallway there. Gimbal, you've moved around the corner. You're right here, and there's that remaining distance. That's where you see the opening into the room.
Yep. So I'm gonna kneel down. So I'm 1.5 feet tall, and now I kneel down
Okay.
and put Squeaks, who is now relatively large,
Right.
for me.
Yep.
Or I guess he's by my feet, so he's there, and I'm going to just try to, through that telepathic link or that link, just a secure feeling, well, not a secure, a cautious feeling of exploration, and see if he'll go forward to the entrance, or how far he'll go. I don't know.
Go ahead and make that animal handling check for me again, please. This rat, Squeaks, is normally quite obedient, but he's very nervous right now. All right, for the rest of you, you're still with Shorewin, not Brim, but the rest of you are still with Shorewin. His breathing is slow and shallow, but he remains breathing. All right, what'd you roll, Corey?
Total of 15.
Total of 15. With an apologetic look in his eyes, Squeaks just crawls back over and latches onto your pant leg.
Okay. Then I'm gonna get on all four and crawl to the doorway.
All right. You get on all floors. You crawl to the doorway. As you reach the doorway, it boggles the mind what you see. It's hard to concentrate on all the things that compete for your attention at once. The hammer still spins slowly above that altar as I described, and you feel waves, even without detecting, you feel waves of magic emanating from it as clearly as the light that emanates from it. To either side of the altar, you see a ghostly dwarf standing sentinel. Much more substantial and defined, also much more noble looking than were Balaam and his brothers that you saw previously. A huge iron-bound wooden chest sits right beside that stone altar, and there are torches that glow softly around the room. They add amber glows to the sort of green haze in the room, but what also catches your eye is there's a huge stone sarcophagus on the side of the room, and around the sarcophagus are piles of gold and glittering jewels. And I'll bring up the view here for you. This is the room that you see. So the hammer spins down here atop that altar. There's the stone chest, there's the sarcophagus, there's the gold, there are the torches, there are statues in either corner, and there is Gimbal standing in the doorway. Lilith says Panther.
And the specters are on each side of the altar?
Yes.
So what is everyone else doing?
You can't see.
I know. I trying to get the attention off.
Yeah. I don't have. I should have had these minis earlier, so we'll just use these guys for now. They're not that substantial, but they are more, as I said, more than what you saw before.
Yeah, I mean they're obviously there. They're.
So thank you, Patrick. So what are you going to do, Kimball?
I'm gonna stand up.
Okay, you stand up. Now you're still at the threshold. You haven't stepped in the room yet.
I'm gonna kneel back down
Okay.
and crawl in. And
So
once I get in, then I'll
All right.
stand up.
As soon as you cross across the threshold.
No. I've got eyes on him, so I'm like, oh, great.
No,
I
you
can
can't
watch
see him anymore because
die.
he's around the corner. You could only. So, oh, did you go all the way around where you could watch him?
You stayed in the safe
if
area,
it would
didn't
have
you?
put me into the T area to have to go through a possible hallway, no.
Okay, so no. So let me show you. Can you watch your cam for a second? Because
Yeah,
I'll let you retroactively decide. Right. So here's the T area. This is where you are now hiding. This is the hallway here where Shorewind got cut. This is the curved hallway he went down. So you'd have to follow him down here to see where he went.
Nah.
Okay.
Well, no, like Brim doesn't know, and he saw that he's literally trying to go forward.
Let him die.
Nah.
Just my best friend.
That was
Gimbo.
That was
No
awesome.
big deal.
Gimbo, is it safe to follow you?
You hear, even as you're hearing Brim's voice down the hallway, there's another voice that you hear. It's a hollow voice that echoes from the dwarf on the right. You are not the kin. You are not called. You are not chosen. It is not time. Why are you here? The dwarf on the opposite side, you see his spectral head turns. Brother, are you sure it is not time? The other one looks. Perhaps not, but he is not of the kin, and he is not chosen, and he is not called. They both nod. You hear Brim's voice asking you if you're okay.
I turn my head without turning my body. Just turn my head to sound off towards Brim. I am safe. Be very careful. And then I'll look back forward and just slowly remove my satchel and lay it on the ground next to me and be completely void of being able to pick up anything in this room.
They just watch you silently. But any of the rest of the players, if you want to tell me or do something, you can interrupt. I'm just taking your silence as you're tending to Shorewind. Brim, you are definitely not going down that hallway. If anybody else has something to say, go ahead and tell me.
Lilith will be trying to tend to Sherwin as best as she can. I'm assuming she would have heard the echoing of Brim asking
Yes, you did.
Gimbal if he's okay
Brim's
to come down.
baritone voice echoed down the hallway.
And when she hears that, she'll kind of pause and kind of look at Millie and just kind of be like, what are they doing down there?
I'm not quite sure. I can't really tell, obviously. Gimbal seems to have wandered off somewhere.
I don't really like that. I hope they're being careful. There's only so much I can do, and it doesn't seem like there's a way out right now.
I think of anyone that Brim would be cautious enough. I can trust him to be cautious enough. Hopefully. But I don't know. I just know that we can't leave Shorewind here.
No. Brim is also a very large target.
That is true.
Caution or not, if there is any more of these swords or things that come out of the wall, he doesn't really have much of a chance.
Right.
Also true.
Rory, what are you doing, Gimbal?
So I will hold Squeaks in my arms.
I mean, he's
now in my arms instead of just my hands.
Right.
And slowly walking forward, being as relying on the commonality of the stone, right? So thinking about the stone and trying to be confident like a stone, thinking of what the other dwarf had said to me, what Gravis had Gravis had said to me, about the commonality of the stone.
Right.
And holding Squeaks, walk forward in that confidence. And I am not a dwarf, but I have met one of your fellow dwarves, Gravis.
They both look on silently. The original one that spoke, "Speak not of the dead that have defiled themselves. If you touch a single coin, if you disturb the crypt of Hurinjar, Thanen, beloved of Clangeddon Silverbeard, you will surely perish."
And I use my whole body to look back, purposely looking back at my satchel at the entrance. I have no intent of doing any such thing. My dear friend is in great danger, and we wish to take nothing from here.
If you have come here and are not of the kin, then great danger is all you will find.
If that is the sacrifice to save my friends, then that's the price I pay.
The other one speaks up. "Why are you here?"
We came searching for White Shiver.
They look at each other. They don't
A
see.
mushroom. A fungus, that's it.
I believe he's mad. Yes, he's mad.
Do you know what's down the other hallway? Is that the danger? The darkness down that hallway?
Gimbal, who are you talking to?
They stare at you silently.
What if we remove it for you?
We need no aid in anything until the time comes and the called and chosen arrives. Your mortal concerns mean nothing to us.
Bryn's gonna look back at the group, at Lilith and Millie.
What should I do? He's not responding.
Can you see him?
I can't. He went around the bend. He said to be careful if I came down, but
He would call for aid, would he not, if you were in danger? Can you hear him at all?
Yeah. I can hear him speaking to someone, but I have no idea who.
Well, perhaps I should go and see. I don't want to leave, but we need to make sure that Gimble's all right. And I at least know how to deal with the trap, mostly, if I come across them.
I think it's better than us trying to barge down the hallway if he does need help, not knowing what's going down on the hallway.
Alright, so then I will go forward and I will search for traps along the way to make sure that there's nothing else likely to hurt one of us going that way.
Okay, so you're going back down the hallway, following where Gimbal went?
Yes, but I'm going to check for traps, like, a lot. All the traps.
Okay.
And as Millie turns away from us and she starts to leave down, Lilith will grab her hand before she leaves.
Okay.
And just place her other hand on top and cast Bark Skin, which gives you a +2 to your armor.
Alright, and Liz, be safe.
You too.
And keep the shiny men at least in one piece as much as possible. And then Millie will turn and go forward.
All right. So you're checking along the way. I'm going to have you make
Yes.
So you're checking as you come around the corner. Go ahead and make a check for me, please.
Alright.
Tell me what you get.
Advantage for you, Millie.
Oh, thank you, dear.
Yeah.
Leave no stone
I'm
unturned.
gonna use that advantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, Ranger.
That's it. And I add my perception to that, correct?
Correct.
It's a 25.
All right. You search around as you come around the corner. You don't see anything. You go another 10 feet. You search again.
I will check again. Okay, another advantage. Boop. That's a 28.
Okay. You search around. You find nothing, and you're now just a few feet from the threshold.
All right.
One.
So, can I see Gimbal standing ahead? In the
Yes, you
room?
can see. So you're about 10 feet from the doorway, and you see Gimbal about 10 feet in.
All right. Gimbal, dear, is everything all right? Brim said he could hear you talking to someone. You were worried.
So I'm not laughing at you guys. It's chat.
Are
Sorry.
you laughing at me?
No, I'm sorry. I don't mean to do that. Just like the chat. When I look at it, so just you guys role play. If I laugh, just ignore me. If it's inappropriate laughter, it's because I'm looking at what the chat is.
Yes, Mellow. And I'm still gonna look forward. Again, using my body to try to signal things. I'll pivot my head to the one on the left, pivot my head to the one on the right, hoping Millie picks up on this. I'm pointing out something.
Yeah, so Millie, you see everything I described before. You're close enough now. You can barely see the right edge of the sarcophagus. So your vantage point is kind of this.
Everything in here, Millie, is sacred. Touch nothing.
All right. I will keep my hands in my pockets. So, I will do one last check before I enter the room. Before I make my way into the room with Gimbal.
Okay, give me your check.
All right. Another advantage.
And you
that
see
is
that
a
Gimbal also doesn't have his satchel on. him
23.
anymore.
A 23.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you don't see any traps.
All right. So I will go forward and come into the room with Gimbal.
As you take a step forward, you hear a click Gimbal, you suddenly see Millie vanishes. DC on this was 25, so you made, like, you had a 28, a 25 and a 28. Your first 2 checks would have made it. You see the stone falls. You hear Millie let out a gasp.
Can I try to react to stop myself from completely falling out
So
of the...
what you're going to do is, as you're falling, you know, you're quick, your incredible skills. I'm going to let you make a reflex save. This is going to be for half damage, because as you're looking down, you see there are spikes at the bottom of this pit.
All right.
And so your best effort is to try to bounce off a wall, land between, somehow mitigate the amount that you take.
All right, I'm rolling this at advantage. Okay, so... Oh, thank God, that's a natural 20 for a 29.
A nat 20. Okay. All right. Millie, you manage. There are spikes that cover this. There is no place where you can completely be missed. But you manage to slide between 2 spikes. They only graze up the top of your skin with a miraculous roll. You still take the D6 for the 10-foot fall. But, I mean, wow. All right, so total damage is only 9 points as you land to the ground.
Ow, ow. All right. Very nearly pincushion. Not ideal. Do I see a way that I could perhaps try to climb back out of here?
So it's 10 feet, by 10 foot by 10 foot square, and again, the stone is well knit. So there's not like a handhold, and you can't spider. It's too wide for you. So there's no easy way for you to get out.
Gimbal dear, could use some assistance, if at all possible.
Yeah, Millie.
You hear his voice echoing from above.
How far behind me did this hole open up?
Yeah, so as I said, she was 10 feet back.
Yep.
So she stepped into that 10-foot range. So let's call it click sort of when she was in the middle. So she would have been 5 feet from the entryway and 10 feet from you. So she's 15 feet away. And you immediately deduced that, you know, you were not heavy enough to trigger this.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of what I figured. I'm guessing she's not the chosen one either.
The 2 heads just shake. She is less welcome here than you are, gnome.
It's gonna be real unwelcome.
Did I see the dwarven ghosts?
Yes, you did. Yeah, so you had that had that angle. You saw the dwarven ghost. You saw the hammer. You saw the altar.
She's gonna call out from the pit while she's waiting on Gimbal in Dwarvish, because she can speak Dwarvish. She's like, I don't take that very kindly. Thank you very much.
All right, you know what my question is.
I can't speak Dwarvish. I don't know what it sounds like.
Okay.
But she does.
All right. They hear, but they make no reaction. They're stoic.
Gimbal will respond in Dwarvish because I also speak that. So I'll say to Millie, I don't think knowing a language counts. I am not fully welcomed here, and I also deal with the stone near like what dwarves do. I believe they're looking for a dwarf, but not the ones that we know of. Not. Oh. Maybe.
You should leave this holy place and don't desecrate the burial grounds of Hurinjar.
Do I recognize this name by any chance?
Roll D20 and let's do knowledge lore.
Pull that up. Knowledge. Let me use advantage. Knowledge lore?
Yes.
Would that?
Yeah, on your character sheet, what are your?
Yep, I have knowledge.
Yeah,
but then
right.
I got like Arcana, Dungeoneering, Engineering, Geography, History, Local.
Yeah, let's do history.
History?
I meant lore history. See what I do.
11.
No clue. You know, when they mention the name Clangon and Silverbeard, of course, you recognize the name of this prominent dwarven god. And they referred to Hurin the Rinjar as having been chosen or favored by Clangon, but the name itself, Hurin, you've not heard this name.
I will do as you ask. May I press one last question as I retrieve my companion and leave? Did they respond?
They just stare at you as I'm doing.
Dang.
They say neither no nor yes. They just stare at you.
Ask it.
Do you know who you seek?
We seek the cold, the chosen. We will know when we see him. Only when the time has come, brother. Only when the time has come.
I am going to, because Squeaks to some extent is getting a little heavy for me right now. Has it been more than a minute?
You're probably right at a minute now, yep.
Okay, so just probably before it happens, I'll go ahead and set Squeaks down. He's kind of getting heavy.
Okay.
But place Squeaks in such a fashion that they can easily see the stripe, him, the little thing on the head, the coin on the head, and then just give him a pat and say, "Okay, Squeaks, it's time for us to leave." Seeing if they have any reaction to him, because I don't know.
You do see their eyes. They glance down. They linger for a moment, an extra moment perhaps, but then they look up and lift their eyes towards you. And by the way, I forgot, Evelyn, that there was an additional layer of protection cast on you by Lilith with the bark skin. Take 2 of those hit points away that you took.
Oh, so put 2 back.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's, you know.
But you're still sitting at the bottom of the pit.
Yeah, I've been waiting for Gimbal to help me out here. Gimbal dear.
So Tim wants you to send Squeaks to go get the hammer.
Yeah. You ever see a movie with a monkey? So about this time, I would imagine that I pop back up to full size.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, sorry, I should have mentioned that. Yeah, you pop back to full size. They don't seem to react.
Yeah, that makes sense. What?
And once again, I know we got the other players are just kind of sitting. You guys can talk. You can speak up. Anything you guys want to do.
I just do.
Been waiting a minute, so she's gonna be like, Bryn.
I was wondering what that sound was.
I mean, you did hear her scream, by the way. Yeah, everybody heard that.
And Gimbal seems preoccupied at the moment. Could you help me? There might be other things in the hallway. I'm not sure, but there definitely was here.
I'll go over to Millie and hope I don't fall into another trap. But I'll go over to her.
All right, you walk over, and yeah, you see there's a nice gaping hole in the floor, and Millie is at the bottom of it. And you see there is, at the bottom of that floor, a nice array of spikes.
Millie, why are you down there?
Well, apparently my eyes were not as sharp as I tend to be. It is rather dark. Wasn't exactly my idea of a fun trip.
Oh, I also pick up my satchel before I go to the picnic.
Okay,
because
yeah.
I drop that down.
Yeah. All right. So you snatch up your satchel. You're talking to Millie.
I don't know
You
that
hear
I
a-
can
you hear
reach
a-
your Millie.
You hear a.
Oh, cool.
You see the stone begin to slide back into place.
No!
Bram!
Please help me!
Is it safe to come?
I don't know, it's not safe to not come.
The pit is starting to close, and I'm very much stuck, and I would like to not stay here forever.
Lilith's eyes will widen with concern as she's looking down the hallway. Like,
The stone continues to move. It's about a third of the way closed now.
I start moving that way, hitting my greatsword along the ground as I move.
All right, Brim, you go rushing down. Brim, I'm gonna have you make a roll, but I'm gonna have you make that roll after the break. All right, so we're gonna go to break now, and we will see what happens. Woo! Man, Billy, if you could have reversed that 25, that 28, that 23, there were no traps in those earlier spots. And that's why you notice I had Gimbal check one more time before he walked in there. And but it didn't matter because he was too small. But wow. Okay. So when we come back from the break, we will see what becomes of Millie. Do they get her out of the trap in time? We will see what becomes of Shorewind. We will see if these two dwarves pound Gimbal into the ground. Is Squeaks tired of being sent in as a sort of a loss leader?
to be fair, he went out
canary in the mine.
first time by himself.
All right, now what you want to do is type in the chat !PIN, P-I-N, !PIN. This is one of two giveaways tonight. And I'll tell you what, I'll send something extra with this, because I know this is a very small giveaway. I'll send something extra with this. You'll get a surprise. So you type !PIN. You will be the first one ever to have one of these super cool blue box pins. We just got these in today, hot off the press. They are super cool, and I'll send you an extra surprise with this. And then when we come back from the break, we'll also be showing the extraordinary artwork of Frederica Draws for the giveaway that was won by Anthony Wastelander. And it is super cool. He asked for a different kind of character. I've not seen her draw one quite like this before. Of course, the last one she did was different too. It was a dragon. So I think we'll show that right when we come back from the break, and we'll do our giveaway shortly after the break. So thank you to all of our viewers. And we have one question for you. If you're watching tonight and you haven't followed, or if you're a follower and you haven't subbed, or if you're a sub and you've lost your sub and you haven't resubbed, we have one question for you. What are you doing? Blue Box will be right back after the break. As always, we'll leave the mics hot so you guys can talk bad about me while I'm gone.
Cool, perfect.
I was hoping for every opportunity for you guys to just be like, well, I'm going to do this. So just, like,
I know.
it's so stressful.
I saw you sweating.
Oh, man. Oh. Whew. Did y'all leave?
I think so.
I had my Zoom minimized, so I couldn't see you guys. I don't have rope. I have nothing, and I got
I don't have
tiny
rope.
arms.
What? Oh, what?
Huh?
That was weird. Everything was ringing in my ears.
Oh man. How tall are you?
5'5".
So you have no ability. I mean, you're like pinned between spikes, so it's not like you can jump, and even then, it's still tough to reach 10 feet.
Right.
You'd have to have like a 4 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot vertical.
Yeah.
When you have a rope,
Oh, well, not us, anyways.
Let me check.
Do you got cereal, Vivi?
Mm-mm.
no, no. Why would you assume I had cereal?
Oh. Oh man.
All the cereal talk made me want to have cereal. I was thinking about cereal the entire
That is-
time.
That is totally fair.
Hey, so is your bark skin cinnamon flavored?
Yes, it is.
Well, at least while I'm stuck at the bottom of the pit, I will
You can-
taste
you
nice
lick it to-
until the spell wears off.
Lick it to calm your stomach.
Hmm?
I don't get this. Like I don't get it. Like the only
What
thing
if-
that there is a dwarf that comes to mind, but or Squeaks, but I am so confused right now.
Can I arguably turn into a snake, and then Josh can use me as a rope?
I mean, it might
Depends on
inflict
how big of a
damage to
snake
you.
you can turn into.
Let me see.
But then why not turn into a gorilla?
But I don't think I could jump that far, could I?
I don't know.
While holding her as well? I think that's too much.
But if I could jump to you,
Hmm?
would your arms be longer?
The gorilla has big arms.
Then Brim's? I think Brim would have longer arms than a gorilla.
No, we actually measured it one of the last sessions. The gorilla won in longer arms.
Well, and the gorilla
can-
might actually be able to hang from the top of the pit to reach down.
Or use a foot
I
on
don't know.
each side.
Yeah.
Right?
Ooh,
and
see,
take
I
it
can-
down.
I can turn into a large boa constrictor.
They get pretty long.
I mean, the other thing to remember is that we can just activate the trap again. So
But then someone would have to fall in.
just put the weight on. I could hold on to
Well, because
something.
it dropped out, right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I could hit it really hard.
I'm stuck.
So if it dropped out like this, though, is it closing like this?
Well, I don't know. See, I don't know how the trap
Or is
works.
it going like this?
It's closing across.
Oh crap!
So did it pull away when
We
the
can't hear you, John.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it pulled away very quickly.
Okay.
So it's sliding. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Right, it was like a spring-loaded action on the one side. It was like
Gotcha.
a poof out from underneath you, and now it's coming
Gotcha.
back slowly on a like a.
I didn't know if it was this kind of deal or.
Nah, I don't even remember what hand motion I made, but yeah, it was like it
Okay.
slid across very quickly.
Sorry, I was focused on the falling bit.
I mean, very valid.
Oh.
Everyone votes you turn into a dinosaur.
I mean, it's here.
I just realized, yeah, I never had Snaz up the countdown. Never had it up before the stream because I was panicking looking for the dog.
Oh, that's all right. Starting soon. We had that enough.
Yeah, so we'll start in just let's say a minute and a half if I can time this right.
Oh.
If you've joined us late and you're wondering where our Cavalier is, Terry, the player of Shorewin Tessel, he's at work today. He's preparing for a big show they have. He's a theater guy, college professor, multi-talented individual, and he's watching as he can tonight, and we miss having him here. But I would have to say we all would agree that Evelyn has done yeoman's work playing him, especially as he is unconscious. She's done a great job.
And tried to kill him and myself at the same time. So it's a great night
Yes.
for everyone involved.
Yes, exactly. And yes, I did, Robert. In fact, I'll call those names out as well. I'll talk about all the winners from our Friday night, because everybody that gave, the first 5 that gave 50. In fact, let me go ahead and I'll click back over live now so they can see us. Okay, so a little
Thank you,
housekeeping before we get back to the killing. So we have the giveaways from our Friday night stream, and those are, let me pull that up. Dun, dun, dun. As always, the amazing Evelyn helps me keep track of everything. And so, I got too many emails here. I'll find it. Here we go. All right, so the $50 winners are, so all these folks get Underdark Uprising shirts. And in fact, I think I have an example of one upstairs. I'll run up and get it here before we're done tonight. I'm not going to go now. Electrified Pan, Celtic Board 13, The Real Long Shot, Why Rent, and Maghane. And then $100 donations in order of donating. Krenzlin, Theater Evie, our own Evelyn. Again, The Long Shot, Morpheus, and Roger, Keith, who played in our Friday night. And then the highest donations, City Guard of Hebron, Phantom NJ. We're going to have special things for both of you guys. And then we had a $200 that was anonymous. So, I mean, again, that one night alone, all you Mad Chatters raised over $2,000, I think it was $2,100 over the course of a 4-hour stream. And so thank you to all of you. All right, so we're going to do our giveaway in a second, but let me show the Frederica Draws artwork. I know many of you have been waiting to see this. I'm going to come back first of all, though. I just can't get over this. This is amazing. This is, between Pat Draws, Mark Views, I know I'm forgetting some. We have so many people who are fantastic drawers and artists. And, oh, we got a cheer from Tim for Millie. Tim does have a heart. See, I told you. So many people were betting you didn't even have a heart, Tim. All right, now let's pull up. So let me read to you the description that was given by Anthony. Anthony, you still with us tonight? I don't want to show this if he's not here. I mean, until he gets back. If he left for the break, I don't want him to miss it. I'll give him just a second. That's Wastelander, Anthony. We'll wait just a moment. All right, while we're waiting for him, we'll go ahead and do our giveaway. This is the pin and an extra surprise. And the winner, whoa, what did I just click? That's not what I wanted to do. Sorry about that. The winner, pull up my Nightbot here, is Striker Dan. Striker Dan has been a follower since just last 2 weeks ago. So a new follower and a sub. Striker Dan, are you still with us? You must be present to win. As always. Give him a minute. So we're looking for Wastelander. That's Anthony. We're looking for Striker Dan. He's never won, as far as I know. I don't think he's on my list of previous winners. We'll give him a few seconds. Yay! All right.
There he is.
So Striker Dan, you have to jump in my Discord. Evelyn will put the creds up again.
Right there?
There you go, just like that. Jump in my Discord and just send me a DM. All I'll need is your name and your mailing address, and then I will send you the first ever giveaway of a Blue Box pin. These things are cool. I showed it earlier. I don't know where I put my pin, and I'm not taking this one off. And then I'll have a special gift as well. And we're going to ask one more time if we have Anthony on, Wastelander. He was on all night before. He probably just hasn't come back from the break yet. So we'll just hold the artwork another few minutes. We'll give him about 10, 15 minutes. If we see him in the chat, then we'll pop it up. If not, I'll share it with everybody shortly. All right, let's go back to the action.
All right.
All right. As
Oh, lovely.
close this real quick. Hang on here 1 second. All right. And here we go. As Brim comes running, you hear both Millie and Gimbal crying out, and you are making your roll, sir. So make your roll.
With advantage, but if it's a reflex, there's no way for me to save. I mean, I rolled a nat 20, but
It's always a success.
But
all right.
my reflex is only a +1.
You come careening around the corner. You see it closing. What are you doing?
I am. Oh gosh. And you said it's like 10 feet down.
Yeah, that's right. She's 10 feet down, and it's about halfway closed now. It's moving fairly slowly, but you know, it's not glacial in pace. It's going to close in probably a round to 2 rounds at most.
I stick my greatsword down there and trying to wrap my a cloth around the handle, just holding onto the blade.
Grab on! Hurry!
All right, and so Millie's going to grab a hold of the handle of the blade, and she's going to try to like dig her like boots into the wall to help brace her as she.
All right, and what did you wrap around your greatsword?
Just a cloth.
All right, Brim, as she's climbing up, even Millie with her weight, you immediately begin to curse the skilled workmanship of Brother Smith as the pressure on the edges of that razor-sharp blade. She is only about 3 feet up, being pulled up as you're pulling. Go ahead, Millie.
Okay, so he's got me up 3 feet, you said?
Well, so what I see, here's the problem, right? So he's got the blade wrapped, but he's lifting you. You're not climbing the blade. So he gets up about 3 feet.
Okay, so, okay. So, what I want to do is I have my little daggers that I keep on my leg, and she's gonna try to just see if she can jam one into the stonework in front of her, one of the daggers.
Okay, so I don't even need to roll for this. You remember I've described this probably 3 times now. This is finely hewn dwarven stone, not even seams in the stone. The pit is the same thing. Your dagger. So you're holding on with one hand now to the pommel, which would be fine. It's got a nice crossbar on it. That's easy. Your dagger sparks on the wall.
Okay.
Brim, you now have her. You're holding her up, but it's just the length of your arms. What are you going to do? You can't lift your arms 10 feet. So you are holding the edge of the blade. Mm-hmm. You lift your arms. She's moved now 2.5, 3 feet.
I was planning on putting the greatsword onto the ground and try and like leverage up.
So what? So you're gonna lift. So you're gonna kind of lift and lay back.
Yeah, move back and pull it back, hoping to get her up using the edge.
Brim, as the blade bites into your hands, you take 4 points of damage. You see that immediately the cloth becomes soaked with blood. You lever it back. As you're levering it back, I'm not even gonna need you to make a strength check. That's nothing. Millie, I want you to make let's make a reflex save here, and this should not be difficult for you. It's going to be a DC 22 as he's leveraging you back.
Natural 19 on the die plus 9. 28.
Okay, all right. As he leverages back, Millie, you take that last moment, you kick off the wall, and you sneak through just at the top as the sliding piece of the floor closes.
All right.
Are we on opposite sides of the pit?
Yes, you are. And so she's come up on the side. Well, actually, no, because when he levered, it would have gone. So she's come up on your side.
Oh, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Oh. All right.
Brim, are your hands okay?
Not great.
As he tries to get the sword off of him and slowly tries to pick it up as his hands are slightly shaking.
Brim, do you know Brother Smith's name? Millie, do you?
I don't know if he's ever, when I've been in his presence, ever referred to himself by his first name.
So you know him, in the town, as he was known as Brother Smith. That was his moniker, not just a title.
And he made that sword for you, right, Brim?
Yeah.
As I'm laying there and I'm kind of looking up and just pulling the sword back.
I don't know why this matters. Millie, are you okay?
Yeah, he doesn't even see, with his low wisdom, he doesn't even see the ghost. He's just like focused on Millie and what's going on right here.
I've been better, but thank you. I was not sure I would have, I was going to make it out of there. And does Millie remember where she, like, where the kind of spot was on the floor?
Oh yeah,
where
it's
she
obvious.
stepped?
It was exactly aligned with the edge of the.
She is going to immediately try to disable that trap, but get on the side where it's not on the floor.
Okay.
Like she doesn't want to stand back in the spot where where it's going to fall out if it cannot successfully disable this trap.
Okay, make your roll.
All right. Okay, disable device. Let's see, where is that? Where's my...
Lilith, I got her. She's safe.
Thanks,
All right.
Gil. Or thanks, Brim. Oh, what's happening? I can't see.
Okay, that's a 22 to disable device.
Yeah, you feel along the edges of the walls, the edge of the pit. You don't see anywhere where you could disable this.
All right. And I did take a bit of injury from the trap, right? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So, where was I cut? Am I still bleeding, or is there blood?
Yeah, you've got light blood
Okay.
on your legs. You know, you took a gouge in the hamstring on one side and the side of the thigh on the other.
Then where the pressure plate is, she's just going to take some of the blood from her leg, and she's just going to kind of very gently, not putting any pressure on it, but smear blood on that spot so that it's marked.
Okay, all right. So you have marked it.
Don't step there. All right? Good to remember.
Brim?
What's up?
Is it possible for you to get on this side?
What do you mean?
As he looks up, kind of looking at Gimbal, looks around the room finally.
Well, if you look back there,
Yep.
there's a couple of spirits back there.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, so I don't know. Either we get on this side and find out that you shouldn't have come into this room, or maybe you and that sword have a little something to do with this room.
Dwarves don't exactly like me.
Yeah, I know.
As he holds up his like bleeding hands.
And really, we can try to get on that side. Or maybe we can set the trap off and then you can disable it easier.
You hear suddenly, after such a long silence, one of the ghosts behind you speaks up. Why are you still here?
I would very much like to leave, but little problem. There's holes with spikes in them everywhere.
As there should be for interlopers.
We're just trying to help our friend.
And this friend, the gnome spoke. If we heal your friend, you will leave this room.
Of course. I have no need to be here.
We make this under one condition.
What?
If you should meet the chosen, you bring him here.
Who is this chosen you speak of?
They both look at one another. He is cold for the time.
Called.
For the purpose.
Was there more to that?
Their heads snap up. You see they both sneer. That one is not welcome here. Leave, ogre kin. Be gone from this place. You see, they start to glow a brighter green.
Can't hear you,
White.
Josh.
He puts his hands up.
I'm gone. I'm gonna go check up on Shore and Lilith. Ask if they know where the White Shiver is.
As he's holding like the blade under an arm and like trying to wrap his hands in the now semi-cut and bloody cloth.
Brim mutters and curses his way back down the hallway. The base on this mini is so massive he doesn't even hardly fit in my terrain.
Yeah.
All right, no comments on that. All right, so all right. So what are you doing now? The agitation stops.
Gimbal walks forward.
Forward across the this forward?
Yeah, like 20 feet forward.
Back down the hallway, right?
Nope, towards them. Towards the
Okay, all right.
doors.
They silently watch you as you get closer. Far enough, gnome.
We came here, as I said, to find this White Shiver, to save a dear friend. In the process, our cavalier is near death, and I have already died once. It is not a fate I wish him to have.
They exchange looks at with each other when you say that. Bring your friend. We will heal him. Then you will leave. We know nothing.
White Shiver?
What is White Shiver? We do not know this word.
I've already asked them, Millie. They don't know what the White Shiver or the mushroom or any of that is. They seem not to. Can I do an insight check on a ghost?
I tell you what. Instead, what
He's
I'm gonna have you
actually
do.
being pretty transparent.
Instead, I'm gonna have you make. I'm gonna have you make a diplomacy check for me instead.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. Advantage. And my life and dice. Diplomacy is a 15.
They look at each other. We know not what you seek. All that remains here is the storage room where foods were kept, and the cave where the fungi were grown.
There it is.
So, there are fungi here. Is that further the other way, down the path?
There is only one other way. Now bring
Well,
your friend, or don't. Your presence cannot stand here any longer.
Yes,
Very well.
yes. Let's can you and Lilith bring Shorin?
I do believe we should be able to.
Brother
manage
Kid,
it.
can you stop that trap from opening so that we can leave this place?
All right. So
Yeah.
when Millie sees that signal, she's going to turn around and start walking back towards the hallway. However, even though they gave approval that they would keep the trap from opening, she doesn't entirely trust them. So she's just going to jump over the spot that she marked with her blood, just in case.
So is it them you don't trust, or is it me you don't trust? Let's
Them
get
she
this
doesn't
clear.
trust.
Both, 100% both. Both.
You get to that spot, you hop over it. In moments, you pass Brim, and you see Lilith. You make it all the way to the end of the hallway there, and you see that Lilith is still tending to Shorewind, who remains unconscious.
Tending.
Yeah.
She has a knife at his neck.
Yeah.
She looks very
Yeah.
suspicious.
So, any of our new viewers who haven't caught it, she has been pining and angling for Winston, Shorewind's horse, for a long time. So, anytime Shorewind is close to death, the chat blows up because she's that close to getting the horse. All right. So, what are you doing?
Lilith, these long story, ghosts are willing to try to help heal Shorewind, so I do believe that might be our best option right now. I'm not entirely sure how able they would be able to do this, but it's what I have available. So
As she kind of sees Millie come down towards the thing, she starts talking. She'll get up right away and kind of look her up and down, kind of notice that she's obviously
Blood.
scruffed up, yeah, and like kind of grab her by the shoulders and like spin her around just to kind of get a good look. She's like, "I told you to be careful in there."
I was very careful. There was another trap. However,
how are we going to get him in there through the
well,
trap?
they've said that they would stop the trap from opening. However, I've also marked the pressure plate, so as long as we don't step on it, we should be able to get to them.
They who? Millie.
They're ghosty sorts, dwarves, like the fellow we met at the altar in the... Yes. They're very rude. They seem telling us to leave, like we want to spend extra time here. But they did mention there's another cave with fungus in it. So that might be where the White Shiver is, but Shorewin first, White Shiver second. So yes.
So Lilith will kind of kneel down to meet eye level with Shorewin again, and just be like, apparently they can help you. So Millie and I will help you make your way down the hall. Are you okay to stand?
You get no response from him.
Can I do a health check?
No, he's been unconscious for a while now, so that doesn't surprise you. Like he's unconscious.
Okay.
There's still a thready pulse, but he's no longer conscious.
So she'll kind of just put her fingers by his neck just to feel his pulse. Millie, we're gonna have to carry him there. Do you want to grab that side and I'll grab this side?
So tell me your strengths again, please.
I have a +3. I have a 16
So you're
strength.
16 strength, and you have...
1 second, let me look. My strength is 0.
No, you're not. Your bonus.
11.
11. All right. So I'm gonna say, could you carry Shorewin? Yes. Can you carry Shorewin in his full plate cavalier armor? You'll have to drag him. You could not pick this man up in full plate armor and carry him.
So we need to strip him, is what you're telling me.
I didn't say that. I'm just telling you the physics of it. You guys decide what you're gonna do.
Well, I've already taken off one gauntlet.
Yes.
It might be good just to get his breastplate off, as it's not doing him much good anyways.
It's basically shredded. So Millie has helped him get his armor on before, so she knows where the connection points are, so she'll work at getting his breastplate off at least.
Okay. All right, so this takes several minutes for you to get this off. While this is happening,
It's much easier when I was helping Shorewin rather than
yeah.
doing it
So
by
we're
myself.
gonna come back to you, Gimbal. You're standing there. Are you doing anything else?
Aside from not trying to make him mad, I'll just be standing there. I have my satchel on me now. It's clear I'm not trying to grab anything. There seems to be some kind of acknowledgement of gnomes and dwarves, of whatever tolerable capacity. There will be a minute for him to get here. He is likely needing to be carried. And I stumble over my words trying to figure out how to negotiate this situation.
All right.
And,
Go ahead. Sorry.
how will I know who the chosen one is? I will absolutely bring him, but how will I know?
They look at you, and again, the one who has spoken the most says, "If it is the will of Clangaden that you should know, you will know. If it is not, there is no matter." All right, so you guys strip the breastplate off of Shorewin. So, by my calculations, Shorewin's a good a little over 200-pound man. He's got well over 70 pounds of armor on. He's also got all of his items, so as he'd be easily over 300 pounds of total mass. You get the breastplate off, you get his armor, you get his items off of him. You've still got a good 250 plus pounds just with his all of his leg armor and everything else. So you can get him off the ground, but it's going to be a slow go. You're going to be scraping, but you can do it. You guys, you tell me. I don't want to drag this out too long, but
right. Okay, so then Millie is going to look at Brim and say, Brim, would you be able to carry a few pieces of Shorwen's armor? I know your hands are injured. I saw. Would you be able to...
I could watch over them here.
All right. I would feel safer perhaps if you were at least at the end of the hallway so we could see you from the room.
All right.
So I would say we would take off his at least the leg pieces as well, just to lighten him a little more so that we're not super slow going.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and fast forward this for sake of time. So
yes.
By hook, by crook,
I would just like to mention that Millie is a lot faster at removing armor than Lilith is, and she's kind of just turning and prodding his arm and kind of like ting, 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 ting on his armor, just trying to look at it. She doesn't know what the heck that is, or
I just felt a Wizard of Oz moment there.
Yeah. It's just like, what is that? How do I?
All right, you drag Shorwin up to the edge of where the pit trap is. Brim helps you up to the corner there, but doesn't go any further. So what do you do now? You take him in the room?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. By the time you drag Shorwin into the room, and yes, the pit trap does not go off. By the time you drag Shorwin into the room, you're both panting heavily. Gimbal tries to offer some meager assistance, but it's not very helpful when you get close. And soon you have Shorwin's body laying in front. It's kind of an odd scene. Shorwin's body is laying in front of this altar with this glowing green hammer and these two ghastly dwarves on either side. And in fact, I have not shown you what they look like yet, but I'll bring this up for you to be able to see. This is the one standing on the right who has been speaking the most. Bedraggled hair falls down his shoulders, a massive hammer in his hands. He looks down at Shorwin. He raises a spectral hand, and as he raises the hand, there is a soft white glow, and then you see Shorwin's body glow that same soft white, and in moments his breath returns. Strength. He stands staggered. And I'll let you play him from here, Millie.
Ooh.
First thing you would notice is he's half naked.
Well, yeah. But what is his health status?
He's fully healed.
Okay.
Not only is he fully healed, he has all of his abilities back.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Do I notice any coloration change in his hair or
All
anywhere
right.
else?
Good question. You don't.
Oh.
All right. So he'll stand kind of a little shakily because, he's been a bit unconscious and a bit head at a slightly awkward angle, so he rubs his neck because it's a little twinges a bit. And then he notices he has no breastplate on and all of his leg armor is missing. Could someone clarify here what just happened?
We don't have time right now, Shorwin. It's time to go. And then we can talk.
You usually have a lot of time for talking. Why is right now different?
Shorwin, let's go.
Alright, and so, may I have my armor back, please? My things.
It's back towards me.
We had to. Millie and I had to carry you. and
Go
you're quite heavy
now. Go.
Yep, we're going.
And hold to your vow.
What exactly? And she'll kind of lean over to Millie, being like, "What exactly did you promise him?"
Go!
And I'll explain in a little while. So she's just gonna kind of, I think Shorewind's already kind of left because he has no reason to stay back after he heard that Brim has his armor, so he would be going back to get himself redressed, and Millie's gonna follow along with Lilith, because, you know, we're gonna leave.
All right, and Gimbal, are you leaving or are you staying?
Well, I'll be backing up, kind of in a backwards, walking backwards, a bit of a bow, letting the coat open up, and just on the name of my family. If I find him and know him, I'll bring him, and then walk out of the room.
They both nod at you. All right, so you step out of the room, you head back down the hallway. It takes several minutes. Shorewind grumbles as he redons his armor, and he does notice Lilith looking at him oddly. He's not ignorant of that, and so now he is completely redressed. Although of course I've already mentioned he takes that armor penalty for the damage, and
there's another -2 to his armor plus.
So what do you do?
Okay, so now that we're away from the ghosts, Millie's going to look at everyone and say, all right, so there's another cavern with fungi, probably has the white shiver. We should probably head that way. I don't recommend stepping on the trap that Shorewin found earlier as we go. And as far as what they were talking about, since you asked Lilith, something about a chosen one, but I did not catch a name.
And to be clear, they did not say chosen one. They simply said the chosen.
Oh, the chosen. Sorry. The chosen. So I did not catch a name.
Lilith will turn to Gimbal.
Yes.
Who are we looking for?
I have been told I will know when I see them, or perhaps you guys will know. They were pretty not transparent about it. They wouldn't tell me who or what group of people they were talking about. They simply said that I will know, or we will know, and that we are obligated to bring them back. I don't know if they have like some ability to know if we know, and anyways. They are only wanting their chosen to come here. And I don't even know if that's a good thing. But Shorewind's alive now. Well, he's not, so critical now. But I don't want to go down that hallway right now, Millie.
I would like to rest very much. I was at the bottom of a pit, and we have not slept in a very long time. A very long time.
Hey, Millie?
Yes.
He taps your leg. Did you hit rock bottom?
And Millie can't help but to actually laugh a little bit.
I'm sorry if that was a pointed joke.
Okay, boo.
All right, so what are you guys going to do? Are you going to rest?
Heck yeah.
Yes.
All right, so where are you going to rest at?
I guess just back towards where we had kind of crouched down with Shorewind. And
Okay.
At
then
least you know if it opens up.
All right, so you get back down the hallway, and it's
Seems a
still
logical place.
it's still closed off. There's the dead end, still facing you. And are you doing anything before you rest?
Millie's gonna consume a ration because she does have her rations with her. Thank goodness she has the basics of her stuff. She doesn't have her blanket because it's on the cot. But yeah, so she's gonna consume her ration, and then she's just going to take a very, very long drink off of her flask and lean up against the wall just to get ready to try to sleep.
Okay. The welcome warmth floods your throat. Anyone else?
Lilith will walk past Shorewin, and as she does that, she kind of just goes ding on his armor. Just impressed with how quickly he dons it, compared to the amount of time it took me and Millie to undress him.
Yes. There was a great deal of expertise demonstrated in this simple task.
So she kind of just like tings his armor as she kind of walks by and just like gives him a wink and walks towards Brim. She obviously is noticing that Brim is injured, and she'll kind of grab Brim's hand and just kind of inspect it as she did, kind of almost like Millie. Brim, I told you guys to be careful. Are you okay?
I did. I'm fine with the pain when it's on the back of my hand or the rest of my arm, but hand pain's kind of one of those things you can't really get around.
No.
When it heals, it's going to be annoying.
I'll see what I can do after I rest.
You're fine. No matter what, focus on Shorewin.
He seems to be fully healed from the ghosts.
Fully?
Well, that's fully. He's standing and has as much urgency and Shorewin eyebrow sass as normal.
Yeah, and so you did notice, while he is fully healed, his eye is not restored. Wasn't that kind of healing.
I feel perfectly fine. Don't worry about me right now.
Yes, but we
are
must
you gonna
rest.
stay watch then?
I can do that.
Shorewin, if you do not take first rest, I will be the one to put you in the ground.
He says jokingly. But it's hard to come across with
Everybody's
8
like, whoa.
charisma.
But I feel like I've had a full night's sleep. I feel perfectly fine. You take your rest. I will take the watch and I will get my rest later.
I will take first watch. You may take it after me.
Very well.
Thank you.
All right. So you set up your watches. You go through. Anyone else doing anything in terms of your sort of nightly routines?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just, as tired as I am from just this nonstop, I'm gonna take a small portion of time and go over my spells, stuff that I'm trying to learn. Also gonna pillage through my different vials, examine the creature's blood with the sparks within it. Examine a few other things, especially the snow blood combination that I picked up when we fought the giant.
Okay.
And just throughout some time between studying and whatnot, you're going to see Gimbal, and when paying attention, we'll see him kind of shuffling through some different vials of some different items.
Okay.
And yeah, that will be it. Oh, and I'll feed Squeak some more.
Okay. Squeaks, gladly eats, even though he's already had something to eat. And you note I won't say that he is, still angry with you, but you can sense that he resents both the lack of nourishment and the constant pressing into danger. But there's still, a deep loyalty to you. All right. You take your rest. And who takes second watch?
I will, of course.
All right. Sure, when your watch also passes uneventfully, who takes third watch?
Millie would take third watch.
So Millie, somewhere, it's hard to tell time, obviously, but you think maybe an hour into your watch, you do hear what sounds like a scraping sound, almost like it's coming through the wall next to you. Like if you look at like it's coming through this wall.
Okay.
And then there's some sort of grunting and then crunching. You can hear it through the wall, and then nothing.
Do I hear it again, or is it just that?
Just it lasts. It's one continuous segment. Lasts probably 3 to 5 minutes.
So she's not going to rouse the rest of her companions. That she just wants to listen and hear if it happens again at all. She doesn't want to wake them unnecessarily.
You don't hear it again during your watch.
All right. So once everyone's awake, she will then pass on what she heard.
All right. So you all wake up without further issue the following morning, and Millie relays to you what I just relayed.
Very strange.
Do we know, Millie, for a place to have one hidden door, the possibility just goes up that there's at least another. Maybe it was only there because of what we saw in the other room, but did you check any of these walls to see if there's anything else?
Not last night. I didn't want to run the risk of possibly causing more problems for us. I figured watch,
Sure.
be alert, but I know that everyone needed their rest last eve. So, it's very possible there's another door. It would make sense in a place like this, but I did not seek it out.
Brim, you wake up. Your hands are sore, your body's sore. There is no healing received from the rest this night. You slept on cold, hard stone. It was a fitful sleep. You do get your abilities, your spells back, but there is no healing from the rest.
DM, do I get to level up or no?
Oh, you were due to level up. Yes, yes. That rest. Yes, you do get to level up.
So can I roll my hit points?
Yes, please roll your hit points.
1d8.
Right.
4.
Okay. Add your con bonus.
Okay, +1.
And you have toughness.
No.
Okay, so just 5 hit points. Add it to your total.
Okay. Yo.
So DM, I have the feat Rapid Metabolism,
Yes,
which even if I do not rest, I still heal.
that's right. Your rapid metabolism would still take effect.
Cool.
So as I put there, type !hoodie in the chat, and we'll be having this hoodie giveaway toward the end of the stream, and we'll go, a little longer than normal tonight. I think it's Lily's long night, Lilith's long night, Vivi's long night, whatever. I'll get it right.
One of those.
So we got a little more time left, a little more game left.
I knew who you were talking about.
I didn't.
I think there's certainly enough time for a TPK. All right, what are you guys gonna do?
I had a question.
Die, apparently.
Yeah.
Question for you,
Yes.
John. So last night when I was looking and I was seeing Shorewind armor, does it look like, if you just, like it's peeled open, everything's there, but it's just peeled back?
It's rent.
Rent, yeah. It's like not peeled back. It's like slashed and cut where the armor divots in. There are big gaps. Part of it's ripped open on one side. The armor has been split and ripped in the middle as well, where he was cut in the belly by Storgajol.
So that next morning after we wake, I want to just take 10 minutes. I'm hoping that this is going to work. And Sherwin, before we head off, and I know that you're not always a fan of the arcane, but if you give me 10 minutes, maybe I can help you. If you're willing, even if you want to take your chest plate off, and let me just handle it for 10 minutes.
I would rather not take the armor off. Thank you. I
Well,
prefer.
are you willing to let me do this while you wear it?
I would rather not take the armor off. Thank you.
Okay. Please stay still. Like, take a seat. And let me see what I can do. And I'll start to wipe my hands around, not where it's actually rent, so I don't get cut, but start to wave my hand and softly touch around it as my hands almost like they're shaping clay.
Okay.
As I cast Mending to try to pull his armor back together. I'm hoping that all pieces are still there.
Yeah. All right. So, as you put your hands to it and you start to move, you see that the metal, in fact, does start to move. I'm going to tell you right now, Millie, Shorewind would freak out because he would not trust this armor to any but a master armorer. So I'll let you roleplay this how you want, but without Terry here, you do see the metal start to move.
Oh, what are you doing to my armor, Gimbal?
Gotta make me mess up. It's fixing it.
Okay, it continues to move. When you're finished, it does, you hear the metal creaks and bends and moves. You have now this sort of almost Frankenstein's monster looking plate. It's been pulled together in spots. There was a piece that was ripped away and was missing from the abdomen, but it is a mending of sorts. So you return one of the lost AC points to Shorewind with this sort of hacked job that Gimbal has managed to mend.
During this whole thing happening, Lilith will like kind of take a step back and stand behind Brim, almost peering around his arm and like grasping onto his fabric, the fabric of his clothes, like in fear, because she knows how Shorewind is and Gimbal as well. So, and she'll kind of just tug on his sleeve when it's finished. And she's like, I suppose it's better than it was.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
As he's kneeling in prayer in the morning.
I'll keep them both in my prayers as well, but maybe they'll think more of Zodal than of Hieronius.
And she'll tug again, and she'll be like, and me too? Okay, Brim?
Yeah.
Okay. And she'll still just stand uncomfortably close as you're praying.
Sure, when I told you yesterday, and I tell you again, I will repay you for what I've done, and I will do what I can to protect you. This is the best I can do right now.
Well, I have to get a new suit of armor anyway, so.
Yeah.
Has to be made. It has to be made to my actual specifications. It can't just be. But thank you for trying.
Well, I mean, if you want to take it off, I can try to work it again if you want.
No. No. You will do no such thing.
Okay.
I think it's time we move on and try to get this white shiver. We've been wasting too much time.
Oh, yeah. Time.
All right, what are you doing?
So, Millie's just gonna get all of her stuff together and get up, and she remembers where Shorewind stepped on the trap previously, because he was right in front of her. So can she possibly try to disable the trap that he stepped on with the blades?
She sure can try, yeah. So
I would love to try.
You get up to that point. It was right about here. And so who's behind Millie? Give me your marching order, please.
Shorewind would be directly there because he will want to be in front, but he will wait for her to disarm.
All right.
Try to disarm the trap.
I'll be third.
All right, and then Brim behind as usual, right?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Roll your die, please, Millie.
All right, I'm going to roll this at advantage. Okay. Natural 20.
Ooh.
Okay. So as you are attempting to disarm it, you don't find anything, but you intuitively sense, and you press, it's already been deactivated.
All right. Good. All right, well, this one has been disarmed, so...
What do you mean it has been disarmed?
I don't know, perhaps Perhaps this was part of that agreement with those spirits.
I don't think so.
I don't know, but it's completely non-functional now.
Okay.
Whatever I will at least continue to check along the way for other devices. So, let us go.
All right. Again, as you creep further down the hallway, that stench grows, a pungent odor, warm air.
Can I just get a sense of like what this smells like? Is it something familiar?
So the best I could describe, it's that dampness and moisture. You smell what smells like perhaps some sort of dung, and then some other odd scents you've never smelled before.
All right. So smelling dung, Millie will immediately stop for a moment and listen. Can she hear any sort of creature moving around that might be the source of the waste matter?
You don't hear anything, Millie.
All right.
At one point, you think you hear like the buzzing of an insect or a cricket or something like that, but that's all.
All right, and she'll kind of look back. I smell, to put it as politely as possible, dung, and there's a strange sound, almost insect-like, of buzzing sort of sound ahead. So I do recommend we be on our guard.
Grim, do you recognize any of the smells?
Would Lilith recognize the buzzing sound?
Yeah, Lilith, go ahead and roll knowledge nature for me.
I'll roll at advantage.
Do I smell anything in between the smells?
No, Brim. Like you don't smell anything that's recognizable to you. What was your roll there?
22?
22. You know, I mean, you definitely sense it's some sort of an insect with wings that are rubbing together. You don't, but it's not one that's familiar to you. This is not something that would be natural to the, and it sounds small. This does not sound like a large insect. You're catching just the sound of something echoing down the hallway, not natural to the forest that you're from.
And she'll tell the group the same. I'm not sure what it is per se, but it does sound small. Whatever the noise is, the bug.
Hopefully, whatever it is, small or large, it's friendly.
So as you're getting, a little bit further down the hallway, you've passed over that area, the trap is not triggered. You see a couple of things. You see there is, in fact, a hallway that breaks off here to your left, and then down further, this hallway curves in exactly the same manner the hallway curved all the way back on the other side.
All right, so
you feel the warm air seems to be coming from this hallway here to your left.
All right. Millie's gonna come forward a little bit and kind of peek down that hallway, but also listen, see if she can hear anything. She's specifically listening for any sounds that might tell her if it's more of a cavernous space, like what they're looking for, versus, like another smaller room, like what the dwarven spirits were in.
All right, so Millie, as you peer in, and you can see here on the camera here, let me move it up a little bit so you can see easier. You see, in fact, it does, after a few feet of the smooth dwarven stone, there's like serpentine section of cavernous wall, and you can smell not the stench of dung, but this oddly pungent smell and the warm air.
All right, so whatever the other smells are, there's a specific pungent odor and warmth coming from this next area over here, and she's going to point towards the left. It could be possibly what we're looking for. Do we want to perhaps pursue that route?
I mean, it makes sense if mushrooms are going to be in kind of a location like that. Didn't you? And he'll look around. I'll look around to be like, well, we were over here and we came. Didn't you say you heard something kind of in this general?
Well, I heard it buzzing, but it could really be from either direction. And the dwarves did say there was only one other way, and clearly that is at least 2 ways to go.
Well, there was one way to get here. They didn't say how many ways were after that.
As they're kind of conversating, you kind of see Lilith lean down to the floor, kneel onto the floor, and dig through her pockets. Just before the fork in the road, she will take out 3 teeth and line them up on the floor.
Okay. We all wonder where that's going. So Lilith, you line the teeth up on the floor until you get them in a pleasing pattern. Your ring flashes even in the dim light behind Shorewind's blade.
And then she'll check her other pocket. As she kind of pats it, she feels that it's not very full, and she'll look inside. It was where she put the snow, and she'll realize that the snow is completely gone. And then she'll just kind of like be really sad and confused. She's like on the floor.
I love that. I love that. All right, so what are you doing?
Millie, do you want me to check to see if, and Shorewind, do you want me to check to see if I can detect anything? Millie, while you look for traps, I can look for any kind of arcanic essence.
That seems like a good choice. Yes, I will check for the traps. Shorewind, can you bring your light behind me just to make it easier to see? And he'll follow.
All right, so you're moving down the corridor a little bit?
Just a bit, and I will keep an eye out for anything that looks trap-like.
You sound paranoid tonight.
Maybe because I fell in a pit of spikes, you know.
Maybe we're just in a super booby trap cave. I don't know. Maybe that's why we're super sus.
Well, you guys can't. You got to blame. I played a game with Tim last week, so you know, just. No, I'm teasing. It's not Tim's fault. I already had all this. I already had all these bad things planned for you guys. All right, so you get exactly. You get a little further down. You don't see anything except the curve of the chamber, and I'll be rolling some of these checks from here on out for the reasons I've explained to you before. You don't detect any traps. Gimbal, as you concentrate searching for the sense of magic, you feel there is no magic coming from down this corridor. You feel some magic coming from down around that corner, around that curve.
Okay. Really, I don't sense anything this way. There's something if we were to keep going to the right, but perhaps if you say it's clear, we can at least, I don't know. I don't know if I want to.
I mean, it seems clear. Is what we're looking for magical? Or the witch of a magical?
I think they're just mushrooms.
You were never given any indication that they were of themselves magical. They were just a regent to be used in the healing.
If they're mundane, we won't find them through magical means, I would imagine.
Right. No.
So,
I love how, like, when you get your party so hesitant, like, every 10 feet takes 10 minutes.
I would very much like to at least look if there's a chance that they are here. It would be better to find them here and try to find our way out than not look and have to come back here. So, so Millie's gonna continue a little further in with Shorewind following her to just help light the path to see if she can see any of the white shiver mushroom.
All right, so as you move around, as I said, this sort of S curve in the tunnel, you get to the other side and it opens up into a cavernous room. And I'm actually gonna switch to the other camera view here. So you're going to be looking now from the opposite side you've been looking at. It'll just take you a moment to orient yourself, but you'll get the idea. So you're here. As you step into the room, you see a good-sized cavern. As I said, the excellently crafted dwarven walls and floor give back way to the natural cavernous area here. You find yourself in this cavern. The warm air carries with it the scent of fungus, decay, and still the hint of something else unidentifiable. The floor and the walls are all covered with various types of fungi, including some softly glowing conical mushrooms off to the right in an alcove, which you recognize as white shiver, as was described to you. You also see there is a large gaping hole in the wall just beside that area.
Lovely. So Millie is going to kind of turn back and speak loud enough that everybody else can hear. I do believe we have found the white shiver. There's something that fits the description of what we were told in here, so...
Melanie, maybe we shouldn't go any further in, though.
Of course not, but I know that the rest of... We want to come in more than the hallway. Don't know.
Unless we don't have to. Do we have to go in there?
We need the white shiver.
Doesn't mean we have to go in there.
Well, how else are we going to get the white shiver?
And, well, come on, Millie. I know you don't like magic, but I'm right here.
Right, but I have never...
You remember what I did to Yaj?
The thing where you poked him on the shoulder.
You hear a huge sound, and out of that hole I mentioned earlier bursts a creature out of nightmare. Massive, with plates of natural chitinous armor, antennae that spring up in alien-like fashion, huge mandibles, jaws. As it leaps from the hole with a nimbleness, rock sprays from its claws, and it is upon you. It is initiative for Shorewin and Millie, and I'll show you on the cam what you see. Does anybody guess by the description?
Yep. I think I know what it is.
And so you can look at your screens. That's what it looks like as this creature leaps out from the hole. Suddenly everything makes sense. The gouges in the walls, the scent. You see, now you notice all the insects that are buzzing around and several corpses of them on the floor where the creature has been feeding here for some time. The warm air that is wafted has come from this hole dug into this chamber. And as it leaps forward, I'm going to have you, I'm so sorry, roll initiative!
Well, I leave.
Thanks!
So, slowest popsicle steps.
Go get that hammer and run.
Oh, yeah.
Wait. Forgot to add my one.
All right, you rolled a 6 on the die?
Well, 5 on the die plus my 1 for...
Okay, and does the DM have a 6 on him? Oh my gosh, he does! He hits the 6 to tie!
No!
Woo! All right.
So reroll.
Oh, he's got a 4.
What? You get Josh! No, you don't do that! Don't do that! All right, so you have initiative.
Don't do that. Here, roll that your nat 20s. Go, go, go!
I feel so bad.
And as soon as this thing springs forward, Millie's gonna just go, Panzer! As loudly as possible. What do you want me? Well, Shorewin, so of course he's gonna Shorewin. So he's just gonna like go like right up to this thing and attack it.
Okay, all right, Millie, let's go! As Millie attacks, what I think everyone...
Shorewin.
What's that?
This is
Shorewin.
Shorewin.
Oh, Shorewin. Okay, Shorewin attacks. What I think everyone has figured out is indeed an Umber Hulk. that has burrowed its way into this ancient dwarven mine and temple.
19 on the die plus 13.
That is a hit.
All right. Yes. So that's his first longsword strike, and his second one, I'm going to roll it as well. That's a 16.
16 points of damage. All right.
No, that was for the second attack.
Oh, the second attack. I'm sorry. That's a miss.
Yeah.
So
and then
the first attack penetrates through the chitinous armor. Feels like steel as he strikes it. The second one scrapes along, doing no
12
damage.
points of damage for his first, for that first attack that actually hit.
Okay, he'll back down. Okay, so that blade, it does, it goes right through the joints of the armor. The creature roars. Now we go to Millie.
Sorry, 1 second. Okay. I don't know how the challenge works. Is that like a quick action or is it an action?
The challenge is it's a swift.
Okay. So he's going to look at the rogue and he's going to go, "You foul fiend, fight me! I'm the one you want!"
Okay.
Okay, and so he's challenging it to
Right.
attack. So now Millie's gonna go. Fun times. Alright, so, first attack with her rapier. Is it 27 to hit?
That's a hit.
Alright. Second attack, I'm going to use, a precise strike. Advantage. The dirty 20 to hit.
That is a miss.
Okay.
Your second blow
So-
scrapes along the armor.
Oh, and her dagger. That's 19. So that's gonna miss as well. So with the rapier, 11 points of damage from the rapier.
All right. So you have both sliced the creature. It looks minimally damaged. All right, so to Lilith and to Brim and Gimbal, what are you doing?
So I would be fairly close behind Lilith, right?
Yeah.
Because we were talking about not entering.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so you guys are here, still, in the hallway. You didn't go down the corridor, but you hear the sounds. It's impossible not to hear the roaring. So what do you do?
So I guess that's what I was wondering. If I was talking to Millie about not pursuing deeper in, wouldn't I be closer to Millie?
Oh, you said Lilith, I thought. Yeah.
Oh.
So you would have been. You would have been right there because she was talking to you right there at the entrance of this place.
Okay. So I will, because she had mentioned about the white shiver. I'll move to the entrance of the next room if that's less than 10 feet.
You mean the entrance to the room down the corridor?
Yeah, towards Millie.
Oh, towards Millie. Yeah, you can advance. You can advance down that trail and into the room. So you're in the room now, kind of right at the.
I don't want to fully go into the room, just to the entrance of the room.
Okay, now this is pretty narrow. So if you stand there, even in your small size, you're going to clog this. Like a Brim certainly couldn't get past you. You're smart enough to know that. Lilith might squeeze past you, but this is not your full 10 foot. Here I'll show you on the. You can see this is a much more narrow. This S curve here gets quite constrained.
Okay, I'll go just inside the room, still right by the entrance.
I mean, I wasn't trying to tempt you. I was just telling you.
Yeah, no, I get it. So I'll go just inside the room, off it, like away from the creature.
All right, so you're standing kind of in the edge there, closest to the white shiver. All right, what are you doing, Lilith?
Was that more than 10 feet also, John?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a good 17 feet.
Okay.
Lilith, what are you doing?
At the sound of Millie's Safe Panther, she will wild shape into a bear and head.
Okay. All right.
So from her crouching after she's kind of finished lining up all of her teeth, and then just kind of being somber about her snow being gone and not sure where it went. Her ears kind of perk up at the sound of Millie's call to Panther, and she kind of gets up, and then right before Brim's eye, she turns from Lilith to Lilith Bear.
All right, you see this remarkable transformation happens remarkably quickly, and are you? And she's still standing, so she's getting no other action other than that. What are you doing this round, Brim?
Well, I was gonna try and run in, but if there's a bear in the hallway,
I mean, she is standing. You know, this is happening simultaneously. So she's changing. You don't have to wait till she's done changing.
Okay.
So this is all happening at the same time. So what do you do?
I'd like to charge in there. I hear Panther, blade drawn, ready for a good time.
Okay, so you're gonna get roughly about here. Or I guess, are you doing like a full sprint action, I guess?
Yeah.
All right, you kind of scrape your shoulders on the way through. We'll let you get on a full round movement. That's about, yeah, that's not too far at all. That's about 35 feet. So you get to the choke point, and we're gonna switch back to the wide cam, and now it is the creature's attack. All right, so first of all, I need both Shorewind and Millie to make a saving throw. All right?
All right.
This is a saving throw that is will-based saving throw, DC 18. But what I need you to do for this is don't just go off your normal will. You're going to use your base will, and you're going to use a charisma modifier to that instead of the typical wisdom modifier to that.
All right, so okay, there's the base will for him. And base will for Millie is the same. Oh, that's helpful. Okay, so I'm gonna roll advantage on both of these
Shocking.
saves. So -1, -1. Okay, so Millie, I'm gonna do hers first. So I got a natural 20 on the die.
Okay.
Plus my base will, which is a +2.
I don't need that. So, all right, so that's
Okay.
fine. Nat 20 on the die. All right, now Shorewind.
Okay, and then for Shorewind. Okay, so his is also a nat 20 on the die.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right, so you both sense a brief, almost dizziness looking into this creature's eyes as it roars at you again. It then begins to assault, and it is attacking Millie. I'm sorry, 4 is Millie. And Millie, as it lunges at you, two massive...
opportune parry and riposte.
Okay, two massive claws come at you, and so go ahead and roll your opportune parry and riposte. And remind me of your armor class, please.
It's an 18.
All right.
I rolled 13.
Okay, so that total is...
I don't know what else to add to it. You always just have to roll
Oh,
the
that's
die.
right. Yeah, never mind. I'm sorry for that one. All right, so I'm going to use advantage on this,
All right.
and that is a hit on the
All right.
first attack. I have one. I'm going to use advantage on the second one as well. Those are both hits. So two massive claws, they rake across you. They slice through your armor. These are claws which gouge stone and burrow through hard earth. The flesh and the armor gives way like nothing. Then with the two massive mandibles, it reaches down to grab you. And let me see what the bonus on that is. Yep, it's the same. And I'm not going to use advantage on that. You narrowly duck out of the jaws. From the two claws, you take 9 points from the first one, and you take 10 points from the second one. And now we're going to go to initiative again.
All right. Okay. Here we go. That's a 7.
All right, you have
Right.
initiative.
All right. Thank goodness. All right. So Yeah. Is everyone within the room?
Yes, except Lilith.
Okay, is everyone able to hear?
Yes. All right, while she's thinking,
Right.
what are you going to do, Gimbal?
So I am going to cast. I'm gonna slide my hand from elbow to fingertips and pull it off as a spectral hand appears, casting Mage Hand.
Okay.
And my sole focus right now, praying to all that is good, is that they can hold this thing off and I don't have to worry about it as I focus on collecting as much white sugar, whether that's 3, 5, 7, 20, I'm gathering up the white sugar.
All right.
And I have my satchel open so that the mage hand can grab and dump and grab and dump.
All right. This hand is scrabbling the white sugar, plucking up these mushrooms from the ground. All right, Millie, what are you doing?
All right, so Shorwin, noticing the thing tried to do something, he's just going to say, "Friends, we gather here together and we will fight this monster. We have to save our friend Ashrid. We will not fall this day. We will save her." And he uses his lion's call.
Yeah. All right.
And that gives everybody a +2 on fear saves.
Mm-hmm.
For number of rounds equal to his cavalier level. So for 6 rounds, they have a +2 to fear saves.
Okay. All right. What next?
And then Millie is going to, because that's a standard action.
Right.
So Millie's going to just gonna keep trying to attack this thing. So
Roll to hit.
rapier, and then dagger.
Millie dances with the beast. It hulks over her over 8 feet tall.
22 to hit on the first one.
What was it? 20?
22.
That hits.
Okay, so 22 hits. Her second attack, I'm gonna try precise striking again. That's a natural 20 for 29. On the
Okay,
second rapier.
roll to confirm.
All right. Okay, so confirmation. I'm gonna burn through these advantages. That's the dirty 20, and that doesn't hit.
So you
it's
have
just
2 hits.
it's not a crit.
You have 2 hits.
Okay, so 2 hits, and then the dagger. Is another advantage. 25 to hit.
That hits.
All right.
So Millie, as you dance with the creature, it's powerful, and it is surprisingly quick for its size, but it's no match for the quickness of Millie Van.
9. It's 19, and then 7. So 19
26.
and 7 is 26.
All right.
So basically, she returned the damage that it gave her.
Yeah. All right. So you're puncturing through with these sharp blades. You're able to punch through the armor narrowly. Now, Brim, you're standing there. You've got Shorwin and Millie standing right in front of you. Now, the creature is tall, but you're kind of constrained in that hallway there. There's really not much you can do where you're at with them in front of you.
Yep. I just want to do my best to try and get out of the way of this hallway if there's any way I can like push past or anything.
So you'd have to push either Gimbal, Shorwin, or Millie. Like they basically got you triangulated. So if you can see on the camera, here's Gimbal, here's Millie, here's Shorwin, here's the. I mean, so they're all like right there in the front of the
Yeah. Is there any way I can step over Gimbal and kind of stand between him and the creature? Because I'm not sure if I'll be able to get a swing out this round.
Well, you wouldn't be between him and the creature because you already have Millie between him and the creature now.
Yeah.
If you leapt over Gimbal, you'd be leaping right into the mage hand that's collecting which I mean you can do, but yeah, I mean you can try it.
Sorry. Then I'm going to try and shove past Shorewind.
Okay, so you're going to push past Shorewind. Let me go ahead and have you make a dex check. So in this case, you're going to try to roll underneath your dexterity. And I need to know what that roll is to know what effect this is going to have on Shorewind next round as well.
Using advantage.
Shorewind behind you.
Are you pushing to Shorewind's left, which is along the wall? Or are you
Along
trying to
the wall,
push?
yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right. So roll your dex check.
Nope.
What'd you roll?
10 and a 17, and my dex is an 8.
Okay. All right. You jostle Shorewind so badly trying to push past him as he's right in mid call with his cry, and so Shorewind is definitely going to be put off balance, and I need you to make a dex save for him, please.
All right. Is that?
Yeah, just under his dex. No, just under his dex.
Under his dex. Okay, let me use this die.
Thank you, Tulian. I'll take that as a compliment.
I rolled a 3.
A
So
3.
it's
All right,
he's
so
got a 19.
he is not. So what that roll was for was to see if he ran into you. So he does not run into you, but he is knocked to the side. He will not get an attack next round as Brim basically shoved him out of the way. Shorewind, instead of going towards you, Millie, he slams into the wall. Lilith, I assume you're going to charge down the. All right. As you come charging down, you now see the same thing that Brim saw. So it's very congested, but now instead of having Shorewind in front of Brim, we have Brim and Millie in front of you. It's getting very congested at the entryway to this cavern. I'm going to move this mage hand out of the way so you can see on the camera a little better.
What is my odds of leaping over him?
So same thing I said before. You'd have probably a little bit less of an odd than Brim would, but you could try.
I mean, are we in game for just knocking over all of the players, or just for funsies, or what?
Make your choice.
Do it.
Let's just send it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Lilith there will gracefully, hopefully, leap over Gimbal and attack.
All right, let's get a little different angle here. We've been staring at the same angle for too long.
Right.
All right, so from this side, you're kind of seeing from behind the creature toward the back. So now you can kind of see where the congestion of the party is. And Lilith,
Can I leap and attack?
no. Well, I mean, no, to do that, you'd have to leap over Millie. And that's not like, so because Gimbal, like you see here again on the map, Gimbal is, right, so Gimbal is this way, away to the side of the creature. Like Millie and Brim are right in front of you.
So, okay. So I couldn't be able to, like, just push my way through?
Well,
nicely?
you could, but you'd be doing the same thing that Brim just did. Is that what you want to do?
No, I'll leap over. I'll just leap over.
Okay.
There's no way I'm gonna leap over you, Brim. Get out of here.
No, just push me.
All right,
just keep
so,
the dominoes.
Just roll a d20 for me, please, Lilith.
I'm gonna roll at advantage so I don't hurt my friends.
Hey, Gordu, everybody type exclamation point hoodie in the chat.
14?
A 14, okay.
Was she trying to go high or low?
All right, so here's the problem. You came, let me show you here on the cam. So you came running down this corridor, right? So all your momentum was forward momentum. You tried to then at the last minute pivot and leap over Gimbal. You do not have the momentum to do that. You don't get enough air. You come landing. Now, Gimbal, I need you to make a dex check. Roll under your dex.
Do you want a bear hug or no?
Advantage being used.
Very dangerous maneuver as The bear tries to leap over the top of the gnome. And again,
if you DCG has a nice natural 20, I think that's what I get.
Yeah, right. Lilith, if you would have had a running start on a straight line, that wouldn't have been very difficult for you to do. But
under your dex.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you would not have had. Yeah, so you got to roll under your dex, Gibble.
Sweet, because I got an 18 and a 4.
Okay. Yeah! All right. So Gimbal, you managed to duck down enough that she doesn't land directly on top of you.
Yes.
But as she lands on the ground, there's a spray of white shiver, and you are knocked to the side. You don't have to maintain concentration for that mage hand, do you? While you look that up, everybody is gone for the round. You tell me in a moment. The creature will attack. First, I need not Shorewin, because Shorewin is facing the opposite way. He got knocked into the wall, so he can't see. I need Brim, Millie, and Gimbal all to make those will save DC 18.
With the charisma.
Right.
Yeah.
It is concentration, John.
Okay. So now I also need you to make a concentration check, Rory.
Okay. And just because wonderful thing is, John, I really don't know how creatures work. So, do I gotta look at this thing, or is this just an area effect?
Well, you have to be looking in its general direction, right? So, you were, as you walked in, you cast, you were kind of looking in that direction. Whereas Shorewin, he's turned away, he's knocked to the side. Lilith couldn't see it because Lilith was obscured by Brim and launched the other way. So that's why the three of you who were looking directly at it make a save. All right.
Question,
yes.
real quick. Is this a fear-related save?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not.
I made it. I got exactly an 18.
Okay. All right, Brim.
Nope.
All right,
So
go ahead.
concentration.
Yep.
Both of these will be advantage. Concentration. Do I want it to be high? So 17.
Yeah. So your intelligence, all right. So you were able to maintain the spell as you're struck. Now, did you make your save?
Yeah, that save is
your base will plus your charisma modifier.
Right.
How do I know my base will?
So you should
Click
have a
on
will.
the will on your thing, and it should show you what the base number is.
Okay, so base is 10. Base score is 10.
Right, and then your charisma bonus.
My charisma is a +1, so that's 11.
So you basically need to roll a 7.
No, you have to roll a 7.
You have to roll a 7 or better.
Okay, I got a 6 and a 14, so 14.
Okay, all right. You're able to resist. So everyone, with the notable exception of Brim, suddenly, as you look at the creature and you draw back your blade, your hand still scratchy from the healing wounds, you make contact with the creature's eyes. They're mesmerizing. They're suddenly you feel a sense of vertigo. Your head swims. You're completely confused. All right. Brim, I need you to roll a d6 for me, please, sir.
Oh no.
That's a 1.
That's a 1 on the die. All right. We're going to come back to him in a moment. Now, the rest of the creature's attacks. It continues. Let's see. So it's got now Brim charging at it. It was attacking Millie. Shorewin is knocked out of the way. So let's go 1 to 3 Millie, 4 to 6 Brim. It turns on the confused Brim, immediately recognizing him as the biggest threat. Brim, it attacks you. That is a hit. What's your armor class?
20.
That is a miss. And then I'm going to use advantage on the bite.
Yep, that makes sense.
And that is a hit. All right.
Yep.
So, Brim, you get raked by a claw for 8 points of damage. Then these pincers pierce your sides. Incredible power as it crunches down on you. From that, you take another 12 points of damage, and the creature tries to hook you and hold on. I need you to go ahead and roll a d20, add your strength bonus, please.
All right, with advantage. Okay. 22.
All right. As you suddenly feel confused and you're being pulled by this. You don't know what's happening to you as this creature pulls on you, and now I need you to make a percentile check for me, please.
Holy crap. All right, let me use these. 22, dang it. Okay. 30.
A 30. All right. Brim, you stand there and you begin just babbling incoherently. You can't even talk. This is your chance to roleplay, my friend.
Well, Bumblebee, baby, some gangrene, Purple Ducky, what's going on? Where's the frog on the milk paper run? Where's the king, queen, mother crown? Baby butter muffin. Roll!
Who said 2 rolls?
Baby, God run.
Rubber Ducky and Baby Butter Muffin, those were my favorites. All right, well done, sir. Okay, so that resolves the round with Shorwin scrabbling against the wall, Lilith strafing across the top of Rory's head. Rory, you're dazed by this, so anything you do in this following round, there will be a penalty to it. Lilith is bleeding, Brim is bleeding and babbling, and now we go to initiative.
Wait, why am I bleeding?
Did I say I meant Millie? Sorry.
Oh, okay.
You guys are so
We're the same
interchangeable. I can
person,
almost
you know.
Hey, everybody in the chat, type
Millie.
exclamation point hoodie. We're going to be done in just a minute, one way or another. All right. DM has.
I have a 5, 4 plus 1.
All right, roll again. I also had a 5.
Okay.
No.
4.
Okay, same roll. Roll again.
5.
Oh, come on! I'm flashing, so I know you don't see, unless you got your phone down there.
4.
DM had a 6. The creature, seeing Brim babble incoherently as Shorwin now can turn.
Yeah, he's gonna turn around when he has his turn and try to. Can he? I know he can't attack this turn, but once it's his turn, he can move back into combat.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's in combat range. All right,
Okay.
so Millie, with the multiple punctures you put in the creature with your sharp blades punching through the armor, it turns its focus back to you.
Is it still holding Brim?
No. Brim was able,
Okay.
but even just kind of like even his babbling, he was able to yank away from it.
Okay.
All right, so same thing. Now, Gimbal, you're still, but everybody else except Brim now needs to make that check again. That will save.
All right.
DC 18. This includes you now in bear form, Lilith.
So I made the check last time, right? Sean?
Yes, you did.
What'd you say it was? Sorry? A will save?
Yeah, it will save DC 18.
But use your charisma modifier.
Okay.
All right, so that's. Okay, Shorwin makes it with a 19, and Millie makes it with a 18.
Okay. And what'd you have, Lilith, again?
17.
A 7?
17.
17. Okay. Lilith.
So close, but no cigars.
I need you to roll. I need you to roll percentile dice for me.
Okay.
Brim, just so.
What am I looking at? Low or high?
Well, I'm not going to tell you because.
How about a 99?
Are you kidding?
No.
Okay.
Oh no.
I don't know if that's a serious. Are you kidding? Like a bad.
You suddenly.
I don't know.
Suddenly, you see the flash of movement from Millie to the side, and you lunge at her. You're going to make your attacks on Millie.
Oh, snap.
How
It's never
dare?
good.
Oh, snap. You're about to be killed with her bare hands.
BRB, I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna
All
go
right.
take a flight real quick.
While you prepare to roll your attacks on Millie, the Umber Hulk will do its attacks on Millie.
Shorewood wants to know if he can intercept Lilith's attack on Millie.
I mean, I would love that to happen, but you can see here, in fact, let me turn up
It's too crowded.
Well, it's not even just that it's too crowded, like you're on the opposite sides of this, right?
Right.
So if he was
intercept charge.
Yeah, if he was standing where Brim was, he could, but you got Brim between the two of you. No, he can't. All right, so
Can I roll at advantage, but like disadvantage?
no,
for
but
an
you can
attack
just
on her?
but you can just roll normally. I won't make you use advantage. Yes, sir. All right.
That's what no, like, can I use an advantage to roll an extra die and then just take the lower?
No, I know what you were asking, and no, because like your bear would be trying to attack. You know, it thinks it saw a danger there. All right, so Millie, the first claw, and you only get one opportune parry and riposte per combat.
No, I can use it every round as long as I have panache points.
So there's a reason I'm asking.
Yeah, I would definitely use it.
Okay, all right. So go ahead and roll.
I rolled an 8 for an attack.
That's it. 18 on the die.
Okay. You managed to barely lever away the first giant claw as
So,
it comes at you.
I parried
Barely.
Right, you get to attack. Go ahead.
it. I mean, I can take an attack
Yes,
now towards it.
And so Lilith, you get 3 attacks. You get
Okay.
a bite and 2 claws.
That's
So
a
the
32 to hit.
Okay, that's a hit. Roll damage.
5.
Okay.
This is 12 points of damage from that riposte.
All right. You turn it around and you use it to slice into the creature. And how much you said again? How much damage?
12 points of damage from
12.
the riposte.
All right. You see it's bleeding from several wounds now, but still looks quite hale. The second claw comes around. That is a nat 20.
Oh.
I will be kind. I will not use advantage to confirm. That is a crit. As the second claw comes around, Millie, you turn. As you're turning, you drive your blade in. It exposes just enough time for the other claw as it comes around. And I'm going to roll my percentile dice here. Lilith, what was your third attack?
My third attack was an 11.
So yeah, you miss all 3 times.
So I rolled, 8,
Okay.
a 5, and an 11.
Yeah, you missed all 3 times. Okay. Hold on here. Where's my other? All right. And we'll find out what that was next week. All right. Thank you,
John?
everybody. Yes, go ahead.
You had me roll, right? For that last effect of it, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So just to resolve all that, I had an 18. If I did that right, I rolled a
Yes.
16
Okay.
and
All right. So
plus my charisma.
you just made it. All right.
Okay.
So that concludes another tension-packed session of Blue Box, and now we have our giveaway, and we're also going to do our stream MVP. Thanks everybody that stayed with us tonight. Thank you for everybody that's given us follows and cheers and bits. And yes, the battle, it's been give and take. There have been good blows from the party, but the confusion effect of the Umber Hulk presents such a challenge. By the way, Brim, this does not last the whole combat. Each time someone is confused, it is for a certain number of rounds. Now, you don't know how many rounds that is, and I'm not going to tell you, but I have rolled for it, and I know how many rounds it is. Millie has been gashed. She has done a tremendous amount of damage, but she's been gashed in several places, and now as she has opportune parry and riposted and struck the creature, this massive claw, which scrapes through stone and rock, strikes her with a critical hit on the ever mysterious Tim crit tables. The DM has rolled his percentage die, and I will tell you what that was next week. All right, as I get ready to do the giveaway, let's go around and let's do Stream MVP. By the way, viewers, whoever you vote for with Stream MVP gets 1,000 experience points from that. So it matters who gets it. And Evelyn, who did a fantastic job tonight playing 2 characters, keeping track of stats, great role play. She will be speaking for both her and Evelyn, and her and Millie. And while she's doing that, I will show you the artwork. I hope that Anthony is here, but if he's not, if Wasteland's not here, we're going to show it anyway. So let's start with you, Brim. Why should you be Stream MVP?
Wow. Brim should be stream MVP as he sacrificed his hands to be able to get Millie out of that pit. He's always taking the back of the group, trying to be helpful to Shorewin and trying to keep to his prayers, even with Lilith being right next to him. And then also for shoving Shorewin out of the way and roundabout saving him from the confusion and then my family book.
Look, honestly, I don't want to tilt the voting, but that was the highlight of the night for me. That was awesome, man. So well done, Brim. So the vote will go up in a second. Alberon RPG, good to see my friend. Thank you so much for the gift subs. We really appreciate that. Let's go to Gimbal. Why should you be stream MVP?
Yeah, so I should be stream MVP because when we hit a crisis and Shorewin was cut pretty deeply by something other than me, then I took upon myself what I told him I would do, and that's to basically amend for what I did. So I went the right direction and was able to have him fully healed and recovered with the aid of the group, kind of negotiating, finding something else in this location, and now I am collecting the very much needed white shiver that also to some extent got smashed by
by the rampaging Lilith Bear.
So yeah, that's why I should be MVP, and because Gimbal loves you all with everlasting love.
Yeah, and you had some real you had some really good role play with the dwarves and all that too. That was well done. All right, Lilith, why should you be stream MVP?
Lilith should be stream MVP for marking the floor with Shorewin's blood to kind of line up where this.
Not something you thought you'd say before this stream.
No. Trying to see if the ring will help Shorewin by proposing to him, therefore legally binding us in marriage, therefore connecting all of our assets. So if Shorewin dies, then Winston is by fault and by law mine.
Oh my gosh!
She's been playing the long con,
wiliness, the nefarious wiliness. Wow! I didn't even see that. That's so clever.
You're welcome. And then taking the three teeth and kind of marking the floor at the fork, just as a kind of, if in case we get lost, as a guide to come out. Being sad about her snow missing from her pockets, and very gracefully, but not really, jumping over Gimbal. And just kind of scathing him a little bit, and also missing every single attack against my best friend. Because even in confusion, deep down inside, in the core of Lilith, she knew that was her best friend, and she should not attack her.
And look, I love the stuff with the ring, and then yes, the disappointment with the melted snow. That was one of my highlights. And I got to tell you, Vivi, I hope you take this as a compliment. You have grown so much in your confidence as a role player. When I think back to the first sessions that we had, you've always been good, but like you're way better now. So thank you so much. All right.
More comfortable for sure.
Yeah, it shows. All right, Evelyn, give us both of your possible MVPs.
Okay, let me make sure that I mark Shorewin on the poll real quick. Okay, he's there. All right, so Millie.
Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
I take it back. Take Shorewin off the poll. That's not fair.
Okay.
It should only be you, and just tell us about Millie.
All right, so Millie, this evening, wow, lots happened. Have to process. So yes, trying to help Shorewin initially when he was attacked by the trap, getting him to a safer spot, and basically asking Lilith to look over him after him after she went to check on Gimbal because she was concerned about Gimbal, and she knew that with her ability to spot traps fairly well for the most part, that she would be probably the best option to go make sure that Gimbal was all right compared to possibly anybody else. And so unfortunately her trap checking skills failed her this evening, and she ended up at the bottom of a pit.
They succeeded twice, just at the wrong spots.
Yes. But yeah, so just her getting out, managing to get out of the pit with Brim's help, and immediately going to check off on Gimble, being very sassy in Dwarven to the dwarves when they were being very rude.
they were a little haughty, they were rude.
Yeah, so she, just being her Millie self, and then after, everyone had gotten collected, undressing Shorewin, like she does so very well, and making sure he got healed, the long swig of alcohol after the very long day, and then finding the room with the white shiver, and many blows against this creature. So yeah, that's Millie.
Well done, well done, well done. No, we didn't get a raid tonight, Jay Birchfield, but we've just steadily swelled, and thank you so much to all the viewers. It's a good night for us. We're still looking to hit that 100 on a non-special night. We've hit over 100 a couple of times, but it's always been sort of during the cons and whatnot. But we're getting very, very close every single time now. Thank you for all the GHA fans. So the poll is up. You vote for your stream MVP. It's in the upper right-hand corner of your Twitch screen. The winner gets 1,000 experience points. All right, before I do the giveaway, I've been promising all night to show Frederica's artwork. So here was the description that was given by Wastelander for what he wanted. He said he wanted a 2-weapon battle master druid. He wanted someone that was darker skinned with messy hair wielding twin sickles, maybe a wooden circle shield on the back. I don't know if that's enough of a description, but maybe have some robes with emerald green and vertical wavy purple patterns. Is that enough? All right, that's all that she got, which was sufficient for her to create this. And this is the work of Frederica Draws. Look at this gorgeous man with his twin sickles, his shield over his back, his gorgeous robes, his dramatically, movement-based stance. Just look at all the detail, the use of color.
I can see Lilith hanging out with that guy.
I can see Josh hanging out with that guy.
100%.
Look at him.
Is he from my clan? Damn.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm going back to my clan.
What a name to rival Winston.
Yeah, she made him a bit sultry, didn't she?
She did?
Yeah. She All right, ladies, calm down. Josh, calm down.
Hey.
So, you know what? All the artwork that I give away, I also reserve for use in my stream, so it is possible this will be an NPC in a Greyhawk Awakening session at some point.
Lilith's
yeah,
long lost lover searching the.
Yeah, and the love coming from like a Mark.
Every corner of Greyhawk.
The love from a Mark Views or a Pat 66. I mean, all these great artists we had. I know that means a lot. And all right, so here we go for our giveaway. You get one last chance. Type !hoodie. If you win, you get one of these gorgeous blue box hoodies. These suckers are in high demand. People who don't even like our show want one of these hoodies. All right, here we go. We're not going to do the 5 tonight for sake of time. We're just going to do the giveaway. Should I do that or should I let you guys roll? All right, we'll do it. If everybody's still hanging with us, we'll go ahead and do it quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give 4 different winners. Don't celebrate too quickly. I'm going to assign you to each one of these role players, and they will roll a d20 for you. If you're a sub, you get 2 d20. You get advantage, all right? So if you're not a sub and your name comes up, you might want to sub. You'll get an extra d20. All right, first winner is Vamp Wickman. Vamp Wickman's been a real active on our stream and was real active over the weekend. So Vamp Wickman, if you're here, you got to type in the chat and let us know you're here. You must be present to win. All right, then, next, we're going to go to, if he is here, that will go to Evelyn. Next one is Geek Puppet. Vamp Wickman is here. You got him. And Geek Puppet, you are eligible. If you're here, Brim will roll for you. And Vamp Wickman is a sub, correct? Yes, Vamp is a sub. All right, so now we're going to see if Geek Puppet is here. While we're waiting on that, we'll go to the third one. This will be for Rory. Rory, you're rolling for Stefan Strategy. Stefan is a brand new follower. Just came in, I think, on Friday night. And so we hope Stefan is here. All right, and Stefan is a sub as well.
Yep.
So you got 2 d20 for him, Rory. We're still waiting for, what was the other one I said?
Geek Puppet.
Geek Puppet. If we don't see Geek Puppet. Oh, well, he's continuing the gift sub. He is here. All right, excellent. Geek Puppet is eligible. And is he a sub? Oh, he's a sub now. All right. So then, Lord Forth, yes! Longtime viewer, huge friend of the show. We really appreciate all that William has done for the community and for our show, and he is definitely a sub, and you have him, Lilith. So all our subs all get 2d20, and why don't you start us off, Evelyn? Tell us who you're rolling for and what you get.
Vamp Wickman, and he is a subscriber. Oh, that's my worst roll of the night. That's a 7.
Oh, yeah. All right. Save it for Vamp. That was mean. Well, keep coming back, Vamp. You'll have another shot. All right. Let's go to Josh. Tell us who you're rolling for.
Geek Puppet. First roll is a 13. Second roll is a 13. So we got the 13s.
13.
All right.
Okay,
You're close,
okay.
Vamp. You're in the lead right now. Let's go to Rory.
Okay, I got Steven's strategy. Got a 2 and a 19.
Ooh, Steven's strategy. You are in the lead. All right. And then last but not least, Lilith. Tell us who you're rolling for.
I'm rolling for Lord Forth.
All right. Here we go. Lord Forth William.
First one is a 3.
Okay. We got one more. Come on.
Second one is a 19.
Oh, we got a tie! We got a tie! Okay, so it's a roll-off. So you each roll 1 die this time.
Die off.
Umber Holt
Die
for Stream
hard.
MVP. I like that.
Oh, yeah. Congrats, Millie, for Stream MVP.
Oh, thank you! Millie got Stream MVP! She can use that to create her new character. All right, so what...
Ouch.
Ouch! Big time out! Dude!
All right,
Big
both
oof.
of you roll. So what was
I
your...
rolled a 14.
A 14, and what do you got?
6.
Yeah!
Let's go, William! You got a hoodie coming, my friend. Hey, we're gonna raid in just one moment. But if you're watching tonight, thank you to all of our watchers. Thank you to all of our followers. If you're watching tonight and you like the show, some of you I've seen chatting. I'm not sure if you're followers yet, and you haven't followed us yet. We have one question for you. What are you doing? Come on and give us a follow, and please don't leave. We're gonna raid our good friends over at Prater's Reject. Jimmy, great DM, great group he has over there. Really cool people. Big part of our Underdark Uprising charity stream. So hang on if you would, and let's give him a nice surprise raid tonight with a good number and give him some Blue Box love when you get out there. We'll see you tomorrow night for Lore Masters Arcanum, 5:30 Central Time. We'll be talking all things terrain, virtual tabletop, and Theater of Mind, which we use all here. Raiding Praters, Blue Box out. Bye. Boom. All right, let me remember to kill the stream this time.